We'll wait here for a minute to see if anybody shows up. No one else seems to be on tonight. It's getting fairly late, so we'll see. I sent out the. I guess I'll put a link out for a few people. They'll come join me. Red Cashew, it's nice to see you show up. No one was on, so I thought I'm going to Stir Courage. I need to do something. Hey, Ed. Red Ed Cashew. Thank you all for showing up. Like I said, no one else was on, so I had to do something. Go a little crazy. Didn't have nothing to do. Maybe some others will show up. I don't know. Uh, Red, you're more than welcome to jump up here if you want. I put the link in there. It's easier to talk to somebody when you got something to bounce somebody off of. Hey, stands alone. Bam. That just blew up. Ed, the link's out there. I guess I need to split my screen. I'll just attach it to the top. I never did upgrade today, guys, like that. I said I was going to. I got busy, so uh, I need to upgrade because, like I said, I think my free times, I think it's 4 days or some shit. I don't know. I don't know where Chuck is tonight. I thought I text Bonnie and I asked her if she was going on. Hey, Rob, link's out there, bud. Got to scroll up a little bit. I texted her and she said, yeah, maybe later. Well, later come and gone. I mean, that was over an hour ago. I don't know what's going on with everybody, and Chuck may be busy, and I don't know what's going on. Doing a big download, not enough good connection today. Solar flares. Well, they ain't affecting me, so apparently it's just they're only affecting you. All right, Bob. Hey, Camo, I see you backstage. I'm coming to get you, bud.
What's up, Shane?
Well, you know, man.
Oh, a little bit about everything, not everything about anything.
I know that's right. That's how I feel. I'm glad to see you, bud. I didn't even see you in the chat.
No, I just jumped right up here so I can just say hello to everybody in chat instead of have to type it all.
Yeah.
What's up, Greg? Ed, Rob, Cashew, stands alone. Cashew's in there. Let's see. Oh, hey, I see Shane Phelps is up there too.
Yeah, that's where my link is. I need to. I guess I need Chuck to show up and tell me again how to pin it to my. I think I just got to split my screen and go into the YouTube side of it.
Yeah, him or Monty. Those guys are handy to have when you do these things.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm not going to. I don't want to abuse them. But I sure like their knowledge because, like I said, I'm not real highly intelligent. I know how
It's
to push
it's
buttons on a
mutual
computer.
abuse, Shane. I mean, that's
That's no kidding.
And it's like they say, you know, if they don't like you, they ain't gonna mess with you at all. So if they're messing with you, they probably like you.
Well, that
It's
may be
like
true.
Ed. I like Ed, and I like messing with Ed. See, it's just like that. What's up, Dorinda? Wolverines.
Hey, Dorinda, how you doing, girl? Yeah, I need someone to pop up here and tell me how to pin it again.
You
Can't
got to go
remember.
to you take the link and you post it in the chat itself. Just copy and paste it right in.
Well, I know how to do it to write in the chat, but there's a way you can
Then
put
if
it
you
to the
go to
top.
the right of it, there's like, you know, there's these options, and at the options, it'll give you a pin it to the top.
Okay. Hang on. Let me split my screen and get over to YouTube. Like I said, I lost my other screen because my HDMI port took
Oh,
a crash
okay.
on me. And my
Yeah,
TV's trying to mimic everything I do on here now. So,
yeah. I'm using two devices myself, so I know how that works. I'm talking to you on the panel from my phone, but I'm watching it on my computer. So I know how that works. Now you got me echoing. On the panel from my phone, but I'm watching it. Hello, hello, hello. Is there anybody out there?
yeah, no kidding. Hey,
Oh.
Pamela.
Now you took the echo away, man, right when I needed it. What's up, Pamela?
Let's see. Okay. Go to my link.
On
Click
your
on,
comment, if you go to that comment and you go to the side of it, it'll give you the option or a
it says
drop
go to
down.
channel, pin message, and remove.
Pin
Pin the
message
message.
is what you want. Yep.
All right. Yeah, there it is.
There it is.
Okay. All right.
I'm surprised I remembered that part.
All right. Now I'm back.
Now
I
you can
got
get
a.
all kinds of riffraff up here.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Flying
Yeah.
Eagle.
Hey, Flying Eagle. First time I've seen them in here, I
Yeah,
think.
I know, but they said hello to me, so I got to say hello
Oh, yeah.
back.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, there's Dorinda. She's trying to come in.
Victor. Wow.
Hey, Victor. Dorinda, everything going on?
Everything's going good. I'm
Oh,
off
we're looking at
tomorrow. I'm off tomorrow and Saturday. I'm good.
nice. All I'm seeing is from about your nose up. You might
Oh,
want to
I got the
adjust your
camera too
camera.
high. Hang on, sorry.
There you go. Now we can
There.
see you. I noticed
And you
that
can
yesterday.
see me, or do you need me to turn my light on?
No, you're good. You're
Is
good.
that better?
Either way's good. Yeah, we can see you fine.
It's the light is right there, and it shines in my face, and it pisses me off after a while.
Yeah. Well, just turn it off. We can see you. We just couldn't see anything but your nose up. Yeah, you're fine. You're fine right
I
there.
didn't have the camera right. Oh well.
Oh yeah, I got people that come by and jack with my camera also, and so before I go on and I go into StreamYard, I pull up what I look like, make sure my hair's not too bad of a mess. You know, the three I've got, and then then I go on. I
Hey,
had no
Carol.
intention.
Hello, everyone.
Carol Z. Yeah, I had no intention of going on tonight, but no one else was.
I'm glad you did.
That's not true. Rescue was on. 101's on. Let's see. There was a few people on. I was just up on Rescue's panel for quite a while.
Yeah, I went over there and watched him for a while, and then I had to get off and do a few things, and then come back, and I was like, "Damn it, where's Chuck? Where's Ed? Where's Bonnie? Where's Gigi? Where's everybody at?"
Bonnie said, "Hang on a minute. What the hell did she say?"
And I know she's got to go to her mother's tomorrow. She said, but maybe she's
Well,
having issues.
she said, I asked her how her mom was feeling, and she said she's feeling okay today. I'm going out to get my stuff and see how it goes. Staying home, babysitting grandbaby tomorrow night is what she said.
Uh-huh.
And then she said she had somebody look at the house today. He really wants it. We will see. So
Yeah, she said yesterday that she had somebody she thought was going to come look. So if they really want it, put up or shut up. Throw out that
yeah.
cash. Go on. Anybody, out there, I got room for 6 right now. Anybody out there that wants to come on, get on up here. I'll visit with anybody. There's a few people that, I try to make room for, and that's the core people that we always have on panel. And it's because, I need to upgrade. I granted that. Plus, I think I'm going to run out of my free part anyway. And so I'm going to have to upgrade probably tomorrow.
I thought you were supposed to do that yesterday or today.
Today. I was supposed to do that today, but I didn't get it done due to I got busy.
Panel gets too big, Shane. You can't get a word in edgewise anyways. It's nice when it's a smaller stream because you get to talk to the chat, and everybody's message gets through.
Exactly. And when you can focus on the chat and you can focus on the panel at the same time, that's always raw. Oh, that's Louise. It's always a good day. Because I want to tell you, there's a lot of messages out
Why
there.
is it not working?
That's very important that people want to
Because I
say.
got this way down.
All right.
Okay.
That's very important that people want to
Okay. I
say.
got this.
Hello,
There
Louise.
you're on.
Hello.
Hello. I was
Hi, guys.
making sure that I was all muted.
Well, yeah, we heard you talking the whole time. Rob said, well, you're on.
All right. Hello. Rob's gonna come over.
Hey, how's everybody doing tonight?
Not bad. How are you feeling tonight?
Better.
Good. How's your ribs? Still sore?
Better.
Awesome.
Yeah, until you cough.
Yeah.
Or laugh.
Yeah. No, I'm doing good. I'm a lot better than I was. I'm gonna take some time off. Kind of enjoyed the day. I went out to eat for the first time in forever. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Every
And
once in a while, it's
didn't
good
have a
that you
lot
don't
of
have to
trust in
cook.
me.
Yep.
Huh?
Every once in a while, it's good that you don't have to cook and you can just sit down and be served.
Yeah, but sometimes it sucks too because I'm a better cook than the.
Yeah, and that's the problem I run into. You got to know your restaurant that you're going to. That's for sure.
Absolutely. Better than that, I'm good.
I don't
Victor,
even like
how you doing?
restaurants no more.
Do what?
I didn't
Camo?
hear you, Camel.
So I don't even like restaurants anymore. I like to know what I'm eating.
Me too.
Yeah, no, that's right.
I went out for a really good steak and ended up buying a burger.
Oh, shit. Hey, Kim.
Because I looked
Good
over and I
morning.
seen the steak and I'm like, I ain't paying for that. Anyway,
I'll tell you, those steaks are up to about $38 a piece, with the side.
$42 and it was probably 2 ounces.
Holy cat. You must have went to Applebee's.
Yeah, I didn't go to Applebee's, but I'm like,
6 a.m.
I'm used to my tomahawks. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
You're not that far, Shane. Have you ever been to the Big Texan in Amarillo?
No, I have not. I have been to a lot of places in Amarillo, but I have never. By the time I get into Amarillo and I'm so aggravated with the traffic, I just want to get the hell out of there.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. And yes, I would order the 72-ounce steak. Can I eat it all in an hour? No. Well, I want something I can take home. I like leftovers.
Yeah. I just remember it being really good. I remember the contest steak, but I wouldn't even try that at this age.
Oh, no.
Pamela's been there.
Yeah, I watched this little gal on the internet one day, and she wasn't but 5'2" or something. Little bitty thing. It looked like she worked out a little bit. And she sat down and ate the whole damn thing and all the sides and got a free shirt. I'm thinking, yeah, isn't that worth a tummy ache?
She's got a hollow leg.
Yeah, but her
That-
legs
We
weren't
got
too
a-
damn.
Last time I took her out.
We got a restaurant here in Pontiac, Michigan called the Rocket. And ever since the 70s, they've had something called the Monster Burger, which is
Oh, hell
about
yeah.
it's about the diameter of a dinner plate. And if you can eat the whole thing, the fries and the drink, it's on the house.
Yep.
So like
That's
22
how that is
ounces?
down
Or
at Amarillo.
is it like 22 ounces?
I'm gonna say it's every bit of 2 pounds of meat alone. I don't really remember the stats, but
My kind of burger.
I bet it's more than 2 pounds.
well, when I was young, I don't know what it is about tequila, but if I was to drink tequila, I could eat, and I ate. I'm on that wall at the Rocket. There's a picture of me up there. They used to take a picture and stick you on the wall.
Right. Yeah. That's the picture they say not allowed back in.
Yeah,
They
right.
just cooked 6 pounds of hamburger for you and you ate it all and the time allotted and that's the one they're going.
Well, I don't
"That
drink
guy-
much
we don't
tequila
serve it."
anymore. I don't think I could do that kind of thing anymore, Shane. That was young. That's a young man's game.
You
I wanna
think?
tell you- I want to tell you, when I was young, yeah, I was the same dang way. I was when I was in high school, I was 6'2". We go down to Pizza Hut. And it was all you could eat pizza after we did our wash. We did car washes for raising money, and then the school would buy us all the pizza we could eat. After 3 pizzas, they cut me off. 3 largest,
Uh,
and they said, you're done." Okay, it was all I could
Hey,
eat. I was
Lily.
eating all I could because I don't get pizza back then. My parents could afford it. I couldn't afford it. And that's back when it was good.
Good evening, Lily and Eric.
Eric, how you doing, bud? Lily?
I'm gonna whip one out here too. Kim, I'm glad to see you. Pamela, Baroni, Red, everybody, Ed, glad to see you all. And again, I am sorry about the other night. I kind of lost it. I won't do that again. That was fresh. on
You
me.
got nothing to apologize about, and I haven't spoke to you in person. And my condolences about Jerry John.
I'm going to tell you something. Jerry John and I did 9 tours together. So it hit me rather hard to figure out that, and it was not on my property. It was on my neighbor's property, and we were defending it. So I just wanted to clarify those things, and I don't want to go any further than that tonight.
Yeah,
If
I
that's
understand.
okay.
No, I understand
I
that.
was
man.
just, I'm responding to the comments I seen you make, and you said it should have been you. It shouldn't have been you. If it was you, then what would happen now? It wouldn't none of it be going on anymore, would it? Without you in the picture, well, there's reasons for everything, Rob. That's all.
That's right.
Yep. Look
And
who's
I
sitting
don't know
beside
Nothing
you.
if
to apologize for.
Look who's sitting
I
beside
don't
you.
know a veteran. Whoop, sorry.
No, you're
I
good.
don't know that. Oh, there you go again.
You're
Go
good.
ahead.
Go for it.
I don't know a veteran that doesn't come back from a battle that doesn't say, "I wish it would have been me."
Yep.
And that is the heart connection that you just can't get in between it. It's
We're dropping it right here.
important. It's important.
We got to drop this right
Yeah.
now.
That sounds good.
Okay.
Baby. Come on.
I'm sorry that I have to, but I got to.
Let's show them.
Oh yeah, I don't blame you.
No problem.
So, you got
Hey,
to go out and eat today, and you do anything else exciting?
yeah, I went and got the neighbors involved. Yeah,
Got a
we,
what?
I got the neighbors involved on the border more.
Oh,
So I'm going to I told them I'm taking 2 weeks off. I've been going strong now for months. You know what I mean?
Yep.
did you see where the Arizona governor took a bunch of
They're going to pull them all
shipping
back. Though.
containers? Say again?
They put them there, but they're going to pull them all back.
Oh, really?
A temporary deal.
Well,
I got about as much time for douchey as nothing. Here's the thing, right? You do things for doing it for the right reasons, right?
Correct.
And at this point, it can't be political. It has to be the right thing to do. You know what I mean? So
Gotta
you
be.
bring a bunch of shipping containers in and they put them down by Yuma. And that helps the Yuma sector for a moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it
But
takes a
now
little
they're
bit
going
to
to
crawl
pull
over
them
them.
all back. Or most of them will come back. What they need to do is finish the damn wall and enforce border security.
Well, you
I
know,
was
and
thinking wouldn't be hard to climb those shipping containers anyways, even with
Not at
barbed
all.
wire.
Not at
They're
all.
per-
It's more of a, it's all fucking lip service. Sorry about that, but that's what it is.
well,
You know,
and
it's
here's
really
the deal:
easy.
you
It's
open,
really
you can
easy for
deter them
them.
long enough. Go ahead, Rob.
It's really easy for those politicians to say, we'll just put an obstacle in the way, right? And just forget about it after the fact. Now, I understand that. And I understand money and I understand all the other shit too. You know what I
All right,
mean?
we got another great guest. Hello, Chuck.
So, Chuck,
Glad to
Hey,
see you.
yo.
That's a
Back to you there,
howdy doody if I ever seen one.
Merry fucking Christmas. Is that better?
Yeah.
And that was a lot better.
Happy
Call
New
me
Year.
Ray.
Yeah.
Ray of Sunshine.
Chuck, it's good to see you. Here's to you and here's to me. If we ever disagree, fuck you and here's to me.
Amen.
Now I watched a little show earlier today. It was on YouTube. And it wasn't on very long. I got a little aggravated. Thought,
Hey, Eric.
boy, I wish somebody'd come on because, man, I need to visit just to kind of cool down and shit. Knowing what's going on, I thought, well, let me see if I can figure out how to do this shit again. So I did. Took me a minute.
Hey, Red, thank you.
And
I tell you what, guys, you want to get some views, man. This is crazy stuff. I started doing these little shorts. I'm getting like 2,000 views on stupid little videos about critters and stuff. Just, it's crazy how many people look at them.
Oh, I'm going to tell you, I've seen people do a little 3 to 8 minute skit.
Less than a minute.
Yeah, and they're going viral.
It's nutty.
None of
It'll
your
get you some-
squirrel shit on.
You could. That's next. I'm going to get me a squirrel on tape just because you said that.
Yeah.
Like that video of that spinning squirrel.
Here's one. Let me see if I got it real quick. Y'all might get a kick out. I don't remember if I saved that or not.
Now, you're going to have to walk me through how to do this, Chuck. I know where it says share. So once you get it up, you let me know. I should see it down in my
Yeah, I got it.
basement.
Let me pause it.
That's probably right, Ed. Short.
Yeah, goodbye, Lily Gardens.
Take care, sweetheart. Carol Z, a hello to you too.
You should see down there where your people are. Just a minute. Where people come in, you should see next to me. You should see another one pop up with my name on it. You just add it to your screen like you're letting a person in.
I just clicked it, so you're up.
It is.
Yep.
Here you go. Move that shit out of the way.
I still look good in short shorts, Eric.
aw, look at the poor thing.
Poor thing was about to die of thirst. Thank you, Red.
That's a wild squirrel.
He's too scrawny. He probably got worms too. You can't eat him.
Yeah, that.
Hey, Brew. First time I've seen you in here, so welcome. Oh,
That's
all
crazy, ain't it? I see. I'm not. I tell everybody I'm not all asshole.
All I expect anybody to do in here is just try to be respectful, chat, and the people on the panel. Every once in a while, yeah, somebody might say something aggravating, but it's still a respect. It's called freedom of speech. Now, granted, YouTube limits our freedom of speech, so we got to be careful what we say, but yet to each other, we can be human and all of mankind, not belligerent buttheads.
Like Chuck.
No, you're fine.
You're fine.
Not everybody shows up with their finger flipping everybody off. I mean, come on. That's comic relief right there.
Well, here, Shane, I got two of them. You feel better? That's even double fun, huh?
That's also, you know what? That's also universal sign language.
Yeah, somewhere it means something good, I imagine.
Well, Ed said he was trying to come up, but he didn't have enough bandwidth to get up right now. I don't know. He said he was downloading something earlier.
Are you trying to tell us, Ed, your carrot's bent? And I don't know who Sahine is, but I'm not from the Sahara Desert. Sorry. That's your new internet name, Sahine.
Sahine.
Get fingered by Sahine. That's what you
Yeah, I
expect.
missed
These
that
callers.
birthday thing.
Hey, conservative cowboy. No, I went back and looked because everybody said, well, go back to Captain Finger. And I said, well, I don't know that I can. It's been copyrighted over on WWN. Well, I went to look and it's not. The only thing that's copyrighted is the sticker that says, you've just been shamed.
Yeah, this daggone fly.
So I can probably go back to that. I don't even know what the title or anything says. I don't know how to really set it up. It says test number 2 is what I thought.
Like 10 minutes raining.
Yeah, Rob, when I heard you said talking about they're putting containers out there, I thought they was going to say you guys are starting to get a bounty now if you turn in Pels.
That would be nice, wouldn't it?
You wouldn't have to worry about raising cattle to make money, huh?
Nah, hell no. And even that, it's a lot easier to rope, too.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
kidding. Nah, this is going to be short-lived. Everything's always different in the political year. We all know that. I think that they better get it under control soon. I mean, that's all I can say. Again, I'm no expert in the field, but we rode into Mexico and we've been 10 miles behind the lines, and they weren't slowing down, and that's as far as we can go.
Yeah, I saw where they're putting bunkers along the border on the Mexican side.
Hey, Double
They
Dog,
are.
how you doing, buddy? Well,
Yeah,
and here's
Carl.
the deal. Here's my theory. Okay, let's say, yeah, right now they ain't got no fence. So let's say you put shipping containers in the way, the 9.5 foot pole. Yeah, you can get over it. But if it'll slow them down or deter them to somewhere else, then that's a bonus for you at that area.
But you need
No.
to set it. You need to set a trap further up down the line. People, if you're gonna do that and you're gonna try to go with deterrence, then have enough force to meet the deterrence. If you looked
Well,
over in Texas and Eagle Pass in that area,
Oh yeah.
the National Guard shut the gate and wouldn't let anybody in, and then the Border Patrol themselves went back and opened the gate and let them through because they didn't want to deprive them of their rights. Down here, we're dealing with the same shit because they want to give them the rights of a citizen of America. However, they're a citizen from whatever country they came from. They're not entitled. They're not entitled to our rights here in America. And I got a bunch of shit signed and ready to go up to the governor on that.
Wasn't it just a
What
few
we need
weeks?
to do more than anything is get the awareness out there and not cower to these pricks.
What'd
I
you say?
mean, you just
Emma?
can't.
Hang on a second, Rob. What'd you say, Camo?
No, I was just going to ask, wasn't it just a few weeks ago that the Mexican government agreed to start helping control the border overflow?
Sure, they did.
Yeah,
Sure they
they
did.
send them. They
Before-
point
when
them
they
in the right
respected-
direction.
When they respected the governor or the president of the United States, they bent over backwards to make sure that shit didn't happen. But I don't think they respect Potato Head, and they're just doing lip service.
Oh yeah, it's all just lip service. Tell the people what they want to hear. Just shut them up.
Well, if you take a look at it, right, to have a real discussion about what's going on the border, you have to have the people that are affected by it. But 90% of the time, if you mention it, it's like we're praying for you and just keep hold the yard, but then go on to something else, which is fine. But the thing about it is, I've had a couple of days of thinking to do, and I paid a little bit of a price for this, and I don't know. I mean, it's real easy for me right now to think, what the fuck am I doing? If I'm being honest, you know what I mean?
Well, and you always got to step back and reevaluate your own situation, not only just the situation that you're handling in front of you. Sometimes it's reevaluating yourself to see if everything's worth it.
I think it is.
Here you go,
There is.
Stephen. Here's another one that needs to be said. Let's see if I can find it.
Okay.
What I do with it. Shit.
Hello, Lily. Hello,
Hey,
Lily.
Lily and Lily both. D-Dog, I hope you heard me when I said hello, bud.
Hey,
Hi,
D-Dog.
Doug.
I'm glad to see you here, bud. I'm glad to see you found me.
There you go.
Gee, cowboy, I wonder why they're putting fences up. I wonder why people would be upset with them at all. Just makes me wonder.
Ready?
Yep.
Echo.
Took the
Nope.
time the other day to make a video while I was trimming a horse. Spoke my mind about Marcus Ray and his movement. I'm not gonna go back on what I said. I meant what I fucking said. Now I got a bunch of people asking me, "Oh, what are we gonna do? What should we do?" Educate yourself. Spread the word. The United Nations has just declared war on the truth. I'm telling you outright. If you speak up, you're a conspiracy theorist. Should be believed. Should be approached in certain action. The authorities should be contacted and all kinds of neat shit. They want war? Arm yourself with facts. Get out there and start telling the people. You don't want to do it on social media? Do it in person. Do it on the telephone. Do it like we used to do, standing around on the street corner having a coffee. Do you know who your enemy is? World Economic Forum. For 51 years they've been working at this. They've been planning the scheme, working as hard as they can. And now, here we are. Klaus Schwab has admitted that for over 45 years, they've been working directly with the CCP. Now here we are in Canada and the U.S. We got 5G, military-grade 5G technology right across the country. Where did it come from? Who owns that technology? And what's going to happen when they don't like it? Get to know your enemy. Get to know the facts. Speak the fuck up. Be a warrior. That's what we need to do. Instead of following markets like a bunch of fucking sheep.
Now, did he say he was 71 years old?
Yeah.
That is one in shape feller.
Would you walk up and put your finger in his face and tell him to shut up?
Not without getting my ass whooped.
I wouldn't do that to nobody anyway.
That's a hard ass old man right there.
He tells it like it is, and I'm going to tell you, I respect people like that because you know exactly where you stand. There's nothing,
Amen.
and you know, I work for some people that no one else could stand. some of the carpenters, some of the old contractors. They were hardcore buttheads. They would throw tools at you and all that crap. And I always seemed to get along with them people. And this is younger days, back before I went back to work for myself. And I won't tell you what, for some reason, I always got along with them hardcore people because, I ignored their bullshit and just did my damn job. And I think that's why they respected me. I don't tolerate a bunch of crap either, but I also respect how a man feels.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Until they try to talk to us like we're stupid.
Yeah, and that is exactly right. As long as there's a mutual respect, whether they're pissed off or not. If you're mad at a piece of wood you cut wrong or didn't get cut right, don't be mad at the person standing next to you. Be mad at yourself for cutting it wrong.
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
Your administration just cease and desist on pay.
I've seen people have jobs or be around other people, and they get mad at them people, and then they come over to your house and they're stomping around, madder than hell, screaming and hollering, trying to voice their opinion right in front of you at the top of their lungs. I'm like, back down, sit down, calm down.
Yep, this ain't shit to do with me. Tell me what you got to say, but I don't want to get rode.
Go
I
out
need
with a
to see
bunch
if
of
I
old
give
cowboys
D-Dog
and
this.
see how they talk, and you'd be like, glad I didn't have to work for them.
Yeah, that's no shit. I need to go see if I give D-Dog a damn wrench.
And I'm not comparing notes. When I was a kid, I worked on a farm, and if you think those farmers were nice with the way they talked,
Nope.
hell no. But then again, they got their point across and the work got done, so what the hell does it matter? You know what I mean?
Yep.
Problem that we have now is everything's so paper thin and feely that you have to watch every word you say and how you say it. And the dumb thing about it is, how do you make a point? If you shock the shit out of somebody, they're not apt to do it again. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Hey, Chuck, can I ask you a question real quick? D-Dog put something in there he's wanting me to pull up. How do I pull that up and play?
I did it for you, Shane. It's in private chat.
Okay. I'll jump out of YouTube then.
And real quick, I want to say hi to Lily J and ER and Devil Dog Semper Fi, brother.
I think it's a video short on Brian Seltzer with a comedy.
Hoorah to you boys.
Hoorah.
They wouldn't take me or I'd be there in the same boat. They told me in ROTC I was too broke to go into service.
Right on, cowboy. I was watching for that.
They told me when I joined that into the brains to do anything else, so you have to become a Marine.
They caught that I was flat-footed and had a curve in my back just by the major or minor physical they do when they go to the ROTC to visit the boy. I didn't even realize I had that problem. I do now, but that's 50 years of car wrecks and doing stupid shit. But
All right. I pulled up that video and I got it on the back screen. How in the hell do I pull it open? Hit share maybe?
yeah, go down to share and you'll look it up in your choices of where it's at. It should show up in
Video file? No?
your window maybe or your Chrome tab, whatever the name of it was. It'll show up in there, one of the last things under StreamYard usually.
Somebody else yank it out of private chat and do it. It's easier.
Here, I'll send it to you.
Well, just pull it up and we'll share screen again.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'll send it to you.
Like I said, that's
Trying to get off the commercial.
Ed don't have a
Shit.
Hang on just a second.
You're still horking water up, Chuck?
No, I'm sneezing a lot today.
Yeah, well, that's part of it, I guess.
allergies. They say the pollen, and there's some other word they used also.
I'm allergic to just letting a cup of water go down my lung. Here it is.
Okay.
I'm fixing to send it to you.
Hang on, I'm
Semper
gonna,
Fi, conservative cowboy.
I gotta go find Ed and give him a wrench. I didn't know he didn't have a wrench.
Let me know when you see it.
I'm hang on, I'm over in YouTube.
All right, I'm just saying, let me know.
Okay. Click the three little dots you say, Chuck.
Yeah, and then it should say add moderator or something like that down at the bottom.
Well, mine's not
Hello,
doing that.
Anna Marie.
Yeah. Let's go. What's going on?
In StreamYard or YouTube?
I'm in YouTube because that's the only way I can give wrench.
Okay.
Yeah, right. Or click over there where the three dots are, and somewhere in it should say make moderator or add moderator or something like that.
Well, mine's not saying that. It's saying right now it's like
Make sure
go
you
to
click.
channel, replace pin message, report, remove, put user in timeout, hide user this channel.
You might have clicked the wrong person. Try clicking him again.
Maybe I am. Maybe I need to go up one.
Hi, Anna Marie.
Let me scroll down.
Thank you, Red.
It's right
Finally
next to
got
mine.
Finally got my oysters. Didn't get a po' boy. I went and ordered some catfish and got me a dozen fried oysters.
Awesome.
Good.
I was a pig too. I ate every damn one of them.
Damn it. It won't let me get to it. What the hell is going on?
Maybe if you highlight his name. I don't know. I don't have a channel, so I don't know.
I don't know what the hell is going on. I don't know, Ed.
Devil Dog, I've been timed out one other time I can recall. I've only ever been timed out once, and it was a joke.
I need Ed to say something else in the channel that's not right next to a link.
Hit your refresh button on YouTube too. Try that. Up there in the top left, that circle with the arrow.
Yep. Yep. Sorry, guys. I'm still learning.
And that's fine.
Hey, Nico.
Hell, when I had my channel, I was on for a year. I was learning every day because I didn't pay attention to all that stuff. I had a kid here, and he could just take care of it. Hi, Anna Marie.
That's what
Yeah.
I meant, Devil Dog. Ghetto timed me out once just for fun.
Yeah, I keep. What happened was is the last comment I seen from Ed. He was in between conservative cowboys, both of them, and it keeps trying to grab his instead of Ed's because it says replace pinned on top or something silly. So let me see if I can find one.
He just put one in at the bottom just now. I'm watching YouTube. It showed up. Put a smiley face.
Okay. There it is. Maybe I can grab that one. There's Anna Marie. There. All right. Now I got him. Yeah, that was a problem. It kept grabbing the both conservatives, the one on top, one below him, but it wouldn't grab him. So now he's wrenched.
And conservatives wrenched, so you were pulling him up all the time instead of Ed. Ah.
They wanted to replace my pin message with his comments, and I'm like, no, because it was underlined, you know, that was highlighted.
Welcome to the nightmare.
Oh yeah. Hello, Anna Marie. Sorry, I was.
Hey Anna. Hey Lily.
I'm gonna X out of that. Go back over here to where.
Hello, Philo.
Hey, Philo. Good to see you.
Who was named Philo? Philo Betting or something?
Philo. Beto, that's Every Which Way But Loose, Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
Philo. Yeah. Yep. Right turn, Clyde. Hey, Kay.
I like the grandma.
I'm okay.
Hello, Kay.
Good night, Kay.
Little humor for you. Okay, Kay. Good to see you. Hope you feel better.
Yeah.
D-Dog's videos down there.
Underneath all that.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah. There it is.
Yeah, he just was talking about that cowboy.
Yeah, I did, conservative. I mentioned that earlier. It's crazy, isn't it?
40? Do you owe money on your taxes? Yeah. Would you like to make a payment but just can't afford it? Yeah. Are you tired of harassing phone calls and letters from the IRS?
Yeah, I am.
Do you want the harassment to stop?
Yeah, I do.
Well, today's your lucky day.
How come?
Introducing the new and improved With the new and improved IRS, you don't have to worry about harassing phone calls anymore. Where's your wallet?
Yeah, give it to her. What's going on? What did I do?
Give me your money!
Yeah, give it. I don't have any.
With the new and improved IRS, you don't have to worry about embarrassing, harassing phone calls anymore. Because they'll just show up at your door. Give me your money. Yeah, this is your last warning! Hey, Obama, you said we were going to get ice cream! And because the new and improved IRS is armed and fully trained for battle, you might want to do what they say.
I don't have any money.
IRS soldier! Yeah? Yes? Lock and load! Coming up next, Student Loan Officer Weapon Training!
Come on.
No, it's a good one.
Oh, big guy.
Bear.
Hey, Tennessee Ridge Runner, Jerry Lee. I hope everybody's doing all right this evening.
Hello, Jerry Lee. Sorry, Shane.
Come on.
Come here, big guy.
Well, ER, I started one just out of, I don't know if it was stupidity or boredom, but we'll see how it goes.
Probably both.
Did you get my message today, Shane?
Both.
Did he just call us stupid?
I didn't call it, but I called me.
No, I messaged you on your last video.
Oh, I didn't go see that. I need to go see that. I apologize.
No problem. I just asked you if you were going live today.
Oh, okay. I had no clue I was going to do it either. I was waiting on Ed or Chuck or Bonnie, and that never happened. So I said, "The hell with it. I want to get on and see if anybody will show up." And I got a few on there. It was up to 26 at one time. It's dropped down to 17 now. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
It don't matter.
I wouldn't worry about numbers.
They ain't telling you the true ones anyways.
Now, when I said this the other night, when I had Hard Luck Survival, they'd say we had 15 people in the room, and then the next day we'd have 400 views, 500 views, 1,000 views, whatever. I got tired of YouTube's counting. Never was right. And then your subscriber count always goes from one area to the next. I mean, I went down 900 subscribers in one day one time and then got them back the next day. So,
yeah,
well, you know, Rob, I've been paying attention for a long time now. You know, I'm on a lot of channels. I've got well over 100 wrenches. I'm in chats and I won't even say nothing. Sometimes I'm just watching. All right. And I'm convinced over the last couple of years, they have this community in a box. where you don't see a lot of new people coming in, and it's always they've got us in our own little box, and they keep us here, and they're not letting new people find us. And even sometimes when I know somebody's going live, like mine, you'll say he's going live, I have to literally search him out to find his live sometimes. I mean, it's not on my subscription list. It's not in my news feed. It's not in any of that. I can type his name up and it still won't show me that he went live. That's awful suspicious behavior to me.
Yeah, Hank. That happens
Kim,
to me all the
Kim,
time.
have a good evening.
Have a good night, Kim.
And they don't like giving you the notifications.
They'll unsub you. They'll
Be right
de-rank
back.
people.
Oh my God.
They make a lot of decisions for us.
Yeah, they do.
Oh yeah, they sure try to.
I got to the point with the whole thing, I got real fed up with it. And then we were going to do border footage, and that didn't even make it out. You know what I mean? But here's the thing with the border footage, they struck me on the border footage. I got a strike before it even went live. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
the premiere.
Yep.
And I'm like, this game is too much for me. It's hard enough to run on, do what we're doing every day out here, and I'm not complaining, so don't get me wrong that way. But I figured out that they don't want the message out, and I don't even care anymore.
You're behind the digital battle lines. You're on enemy territory here.
Oh yeah. Anytime you get involved, you screw tube. Yeah,
And
anytime
I've
you
never
involve
seen
screw tube.
anything. I've never seen anything in my life like this. We're the home of the free, land of the brave, blah, 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 blah. However, we're also the land of the censored, and you got these people that are from other countries and other platforms that are from other countries, and they enforce their tyrannical law. And if they don't repeal 230, we're going to have a lot more problems than that.
Chuck, I've got to go to the little boy's room. You want to take over for a minute? I can't pull anything up or anything, but if you'll entertain our guests while I am gone for a second, I'd appreciate it.
All right.
But doesn't everybody get tired of the censorship and being told what you can and can't say, how you should feel, how you should think? And at our age, they probably wonder if we want to figure out what gender we are, crying out loud. It's crazy. Pushing a narrative that makes no sense.
Yeah.
Hey, cowboy, that one right there, they're asking how in the world did that dog and kids get it if that's the only way you can get it.
I heard it was because they were around them. I don't know.
You guys see that in Philadelphia, they had shootings going on up there, and it's by Muslims, I guess, getting shot. And the one that's doing it, or the prime suspect, is also a Muslim, but they turn around calling it a hate crime.
Wow.
They call it hate crime before they realized it was actually a Muslim shooting Muslims.
Well, they haven't gotten along for centuries.
D-Dog's asking you to dance or sing, Chuck. What do you know?
What?
D-Dog's asking you to dance or sing or something to keep us entertained.
But they have to have a pandemic. They got to get that pandemic. They're going to change their fucking tune how many times they do with the other one. Kind of dumb. They think we're all stupid. And maybe they want us to be stupid and not pay attention.
That's exactly what they want.
You want everybody to walk around each other and go, ah!
Rob, I did a video a year ago.
I
did a video a year ago warning people about that jab, warning people as best I could. You know what? It's got 120 something views. It's over a year old. Some of my other videos have thousands of views. What the heck is that about? They don't want people to see the truth. They're controlling us there. They don't want us to tell the truth.
We actually really didn't get the jab. I've had friends that got that jab, and next thing you know, they're not feeling well all the time.
I've
Yeah,
heard that 2 million are gone in this country because of it. I heard
I
today
can believe it. They
in the
didn't test
chat
it.
that 40 million people have died from that worldwide.
My neighbor across the street works in the healthcare, so she's got all her jobs and whatever. She's had the C 4 times now.
Oh.
I haven't had it at all.
Me either.
I want to tell
And
you.
I think a lot of it is I ride outdoors, and I'm outdoors all the time.
Well,
I'm
And
not
I'm
outdoors
people
all the time.
too.
hang on.
Well,
I
not
got-
all the time, guys.
I got meta-flighted out to Oklahoma City. And when I was in there, they had me in this little curtained off area in this hallway. Hall room number 1, what they called it, because it was full. And the guy that they brought in across the hall from me, just up a little bit, so he wasn't real close to me. He was probably, to the door was probably 15, 20 feet. But he'd been in there 4 times, and he had 4 of them damn things. And every time he got one, he damn near died. And it just, and I'm laying there with high blood pressure, not a big deal, but never did get sick from it.
Yeah,
Shane, 2 weeks ago, a guy on Fox News, of all places, got up there and said tens of thousands have died from it. Somebody sent me that video, and within a half an hour, the video was taken down. Within another hour, there were a bunch of stories made up calling him a conspiracy theorist.
I'm going to tell you.
Oh, I'm fucking sick of that shit.
I'm going to tell you.
Conspiracy.
If you look at 2015 to 2019, basically, look at the death toll numbers. They never changed. They was all pretty consistent. With
I did. I kept up on that, and you are correct. Up until the last year, all of a sudden, the numbers have been unavailable. It's not the same as it
2022
used to be.
has skyrocketed.
Yeah, well, if you've got new numbers out, I'd like to see that because I've been waiting for that.
I seen some. Why the hell did I see this? Someone had showed them on a channel. I was
But
watching.
for the last 3 years, I've been watching it closely, and it didn't change throughout the whole thing. So now, if it's suddenly changing, it's because of the Pope.
Oh, absolutely. Well, if they can't kill you with fear, they give you something to hurry the process along.
Well, so you just automatically know that they're out to kill us, like I do now, right? Is that what you're saying? Because that's what it's like. That's what I think. They've gotten to a point to where I remember back in the early 90s, Stephen Hawking's on a show saying that he did the math, and it's not going to work out good for us, that we better either find another place to go or we're history because of the never-ending, numbers that keep multiplying. Because when I was a little kid, there was 4 or 5 billion people on the planet. Now there's like 9. So what they're saying is
7.8 billion.
something had to give. And ever since I heard talk like that, things like what's going on right now started happening. And that's what I really think they're out to control the population. Look at what China was doing for years,
Well,
Yes,
guess
T-Dog,
what?
in red, you are
Propaganda
correct.
about changing gender and shit with kids. And
It's
that'll
great.
probably bring down slow the growth a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, that's even promoting gay is going
Yeah.
to, all this crap that they're feeding us, everything, all the products
Oh my
all the
God.
stuff they're spraying in the air, on the food. This is all engineered, people. I'm convinced they're out to kill us.
Well, and here's the deal. I talk to a lot of people on the internet. D-Dog's one of them. And there's a lot of things we can do. But we also got to look at, some people don't want to talk about things that don't affect them. But, well, this is one that does. This affects everybody around you. No, Ed, I don't think anybody's going to say anything like that. I think the new word's transgender.
Hello, Blackwatch.
Yeah, I'm glad to see Blackwatch, pal me.
They whip something out here, right? Camel Carl is making a lot of sense. I grow my own food too, and which y'all know already anyway. And when I went out to eat today and had a burger, right? And the point I'm getting at, that burger that we produce here, that we, my own meat, tasted so much better than that hamburger, and I don't have to throw on all the lettuce and tomato and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't have to bury your flavor.
Tastes better. Now that might be me being biased with my own cattle, right? But every time the tomato season comes rolling around, and you get that tomato that's been vine ripened, and you cut it, and sometimes I'll even eat them like an apple. But you just don't get that flavor anymore. You know what I mean?
No, you do not. They said they did a test on that, and they took tomatoes that was grown, like the heirloom tomatoes that was grown indoors, and they took these new tomatoes and they grew them indoors, and the flavor from 30, 40 years ago is so much better than it is today. Makes you wonder.
No, it don't. They got to move the food as quick as they possibly can to feed the people. Take a look at it. We used to age our beef for 34 days or whatever, and I do right now. And I'm not selling any of it, so don't think that's what it's about. But they used to take their time with it.
I don't want to get on this subject too long, but I got to say what's on my mind, all right? Amen. I have known so many people. They're all dying, man. I've got some years on me, but I got people that are younger than me they go into the hospital for a stent or for some treatment and they never come back. I know people dying from cancer left and right. I'm telling you, people, it's just starting and it's going to get really bad. They're wiping us out.
I'm telling you, they've been doing this shit for 30 years.
Yeah, okay, but I know 30 people that have passed in the last year.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. D-Dog, your last comment. He says, don't say a certain word. Now it's called sore ass. Yes.
Got it.
Dinosaur ass.
Let me ask you something, Camel Carl.
What you got, brother? Anything, man. Anything.
When you were young and you were growing up, did you spend all your time in front of the TV watching cartoons? Or did you go outside and play?
I was out in the swamps, or on the lake in my canoe, or on the horseback. I was outside like I am right now. I spent most of my life outside, Rob.
Amen, brother. Amen. Did you see how you feel every day?
So much better than
I haven't even owned a TV since 2008, brother. I don't watch TV. I can't get through a single sitcom these days. I just can't do it. I don't do it. I'm not tuned in like most people are at all.
Where I'm going with what I was going to say, Camel, when I got up and I was young and I lived on a farm, because I actually really did live on a farm.
Me too.
And I loved that life, right? And when I went in the Marine Corps, I was in shape before I even got there. And it sickens me that 75% of our children can't even pass the physical, let alone the mental aptitude. And the reason why I brought that up was when we were kids, we did math long form. You remember that, don't you?
Yeah, I lived out in the barn, man. You might as well just say that.
And that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah. We lived outdoors. Like I said, I was, when I was, here's the deal. I was born in 71. And when I was young, all the way up to when we lived out on the farm, we only lived there until I was about 8 or 10, somewhere in there. But yeah, we kept it up and kept going. But we just moved into town so it was closer for my mom in the winters to get to work. And my stepdad, he worked the farm, all he could. And then during the day, he'd go work at the hospital as maintenance man. He was there 45 years or so. I'm there 50. And we was working there when I got there, and he finally retired just a couple years ago. And I want to tell you what, yeah, my mom worked at night at the hospital. And so she had to sleep during the day. So we was always outside because we weren't allowed in the house. We had to entertain ourselves.
Now there was I got to admit, there was a part of my life where, Saturday morning Speed Racer and Kimba the White Lion was a big deal. But then I was back outside.
Yeah, that was me too. And I wasn't meaning anything negative. We played outside, we worked outside. Some of the jobs that we did outside didn't even feel like work, if that makes any sense.
You guys,
I feel the jobs I absolutely enjoyed doing.
Hang on, guys. Chuck had something to say.
have you guys heard of the new Pokey Poke? It's not going to be a Pokey Poke. They got other ways of administering it besides injection.
Yep.
Try that shit with me.
Here, look, Shane, throw that video on I just put down there for you.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get to it. Tell me if it echoes.
I like to move real close, have some working out. Might as well run how you're breathing. I'm holding on. Look at the day we first started and the love we found. In the darkness, I won't let you run. I can't get close enough. When you're around, I pick up the plastic.
That's jacked up.
Yeah.
That's just jacked up. Carol Z, your tomatoes don't taste that good right now. I found that I let my cherry tomatoes, like I said, I eat all I could and give away all I could, and I just let the rest fall down into. I raise them in a bucket, and I just let them seed out, set all winter. Now I've got plants growing all over in this bucket, probably too many. But they tasted pretty good, my little cherry tomatoes. But I've been doing this for a couple of years, the same way. Just letting them seed themselves out, keep them thin, and then I've got a crop for next year, and I don't have to plant again. So it worked out pretty good, but it takes a year or two, to get them established. And they're starting to taste a lot better than what they used to, trust me. I like cherry tomatoes due to I can slice them up, put them on a sandwich, and they're almost bite-sized. Slice them, or you can put them in a salad. And, they're not too big. So I quit buying them big ones. I used to love Roma, but they started tasting almost like they was almost dehydrated. So I hadn't planted any Roma seeds because they're a little harder to grow. I mean, I could do it, but I'd have to start them here in the house.
Those are the ones that are doing the best in my garden this year.
The Romas?
Yeah.
Yep. Well, depending on your area and your soil, yeah, you are correct. We've got, for the part of it's pretty loose soil due to sand, but it's got a lot of red clay underneath, and that's what hurts you, the red clay. So you really got to know where to plant your plants and which ones are hardy enough to handle the sand, dirt, and red clay, or the ones that are. It's a trick, and you just got to figure out your area, and you can grow about anything, but you just got to figure out what works, and that's why I put all my temperamental ones in those. Oh, they look like Rob will know what I'm talking about. They look like those, those green 20-gallon horse feeders.
Yeah.
Or waters, those little. Now I can grow that stuff in them pretty good. Gemma, what are we looking at there, buddy? Let me see if I can make you big here.
Big old rat or mouse.
It's a plant of some sort.
You got a sign behind it too. It's got one name I don't care for. The other name is okay.
It's a couple weeks now. I'm dug in like an Alabama tip.
Carl,
Oh,
we can't hear you. Can you turn up your volume a little bit?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
I said I've been staying in this tent here for a couple weeks now.
Hey, Jerry Lee and Red, I texted Bonnie earlier, and she said she wasn't going to her mother till tomorrow. So, that she was doing pretty good today. She was going to try to go on tonight, but I don't know if something come up or if she's still babysitting and if she's going to go on. But I figured if I put out a notification, there she is, right there.
When I was talking to Bonnie, it was like 8 o'clock tonight, and she said she's babysitting the grandbaby tomorrow.
She
She
just
just
popped in
showed
the
up in chat. She just got here.
Hello, Bonnie.
Bonnie, I got room for one more. Let me repost it.
Should be pop up on top.
Oh yeah, I think I did pin it to the top.
Good to see you,
Bonnie, you're more
Bonnie.
than welcome to come up.
And Camel Carl, what kind of horses do you run?
Oh, we used to have Tennessee Walkers mostly.
They're good horses.
My mom, my dad they had the first rodeos in Michigan back in the 50s and stuff. And first 9 years of my life, I was living on that farm. You know, we had a lot of horses and stuff. But they moved me to the city when I was 9, which was a cluster mess, you know. But
You think?
yeah, I still like horses a lot. I worked at stables and stuff and riding stables. And when you grow up with them, you know what it's like. It's
They
different.
get in your blood.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We had paints. We had a few stallions. We had some quarters. We had some Arabian. Yeah, we had. I want to tell you what,
Not
each one of them
Arabians,
is
no way, not for me. No.
Well, and here's the thing. Like I was fixing to say, every one of them's got a different job. And now, if you want to go to a foot race, you bail off on Arabian. If you're
Yeah,
going
but
to
they'll
go
run themselves to death.
yes, they will. And they don't quit.
Yeah, they don't.
And quarter.
And if they get spooked, you got your hands full.
Oh my God, and they get spooked pretty easy. Beautiful.
Yeah,
Wild.
they do.
The wild comes out in them then.
Oh,
Yep.
damn right it does. The reason why I asked you, Camel, I was wondering if you're running horses now.
No, I've been on a horse in about 3 years, I think. I got pictures of me on horses when I was 1 year old, Rod.
I got pictures of me on horses half my damn life. And then we didn't get a picture of it, but my brother jumped over the fence. We had one that wasn't broke. And he was about
Oh,
6
green
years
broke?
old. He wasn't even green broke. We
Oh,
tried to
geez.
break him, and and my brother jumped over the 6-foot fence, wooden fence, landed right behind him, and he punted my brother, flung back over the fence. Luckily, if my brother wouldn't have, and my older brother, he's tough as nails. If he wouldn't have put his arm up and it hit him in the arm, it would have hit him right in the heart area. So he got lucky. Landed on his back, got up, cried a little bit, shook it off, went on. He was sore as hell. But it didn't bug him a bit.
You've been around horses enough, you're going to get stepped on, kicked,
You're going to get
bit,
stepped on.
thrown.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, all of the above.
Oh, yeah. You know,
And if they don't want to go out, they ain't going.
It
Oh,
was
no.
when you were all alone and you get thrown, and the wind knocked out of you, or
Oh yeah.
you know, you lay there on the ground wondering if you're broken in the middle of nowhere. Horse takes off on you. Those are the moments that you don't forget.
Oh, you think? And then you come back and you're looking at the damn horse in the corral, thinking, "Thank you for leaving me behind, you prick."
Yeah, couldn't you bring me back with you? We had
Oh,
one.
those riding stable horses are terrible, Shane. If they were to kick somebody off of them, they'd take right off for the barn. Leave them
Amen.
out wherever they are.
There's a reason they kick you off because they're tired and they want to go home.
Yeah, they're hungry.
Their workday just ended.
We had one. It was in between 17 and 19 hands, and
That's a huge fucking horse.
Yes, and I think it was half bred with the Clydes, or at least a 17 hand horse. I can't remember what they were called. I do believe it was bred with the Clydesdale. We ended up with one big, beautiful, saddle brown, just gorgeous. But I want to tell you what, I'm tall and I got long legs. But I want to tell you what, it made me saddle sore just trying to get my legs around him. He was a beast.
We had some monster horses in my day. I remember 18, 19 hand tall, some big boys. When you're a kid riding those things, man, that's like sitting on top of a semi truck or something.
Yeah. My biggest horse is 16 hands, and we don't ride him.
That's a big boy.
We harness him up and let him pull a fucking wagon or a buggy.
They get bigger too. We've I worked with Morgans, Clydesdales, and Morgans, and
Morgans are a beautiful horse. They're a damn good horse, though.
Yeah, they are. Lily, I don't know what sticks and bricks. I gotta ask her, what's a stick and brick home? Is that like log cabin and brick mix? What's a sticks and brick home?
Good question.
Or are you talking like adobe? I don't know what she's meaning.
Who brought that up?
Lily Gardens.
Lily Gardens.
Shoot, I live in a hole in the ground. I fix it up.
At least decorate it.
Yeah, I'm not real picky.
I do have one more question for Camo, if I can ask. If that's okay.
Yeah, man. You ask me as many questions you want, Rob. Anytime.
So you pretty much primarily, do you live outdoors?
I do right now. I have for long periods of time. I once went out and lived in the woods for 14 months straight under a 1.5 deuce tarp just to see if I could do it.
Right on. Right on.
I walked across the United States with an 80-pound pack on my back when I was younger. Wow. I had been out when people ask me that stuff, I think I've been outside by myself at night alone more than anybody I've ever known. I mean, that's probably where I feel the most secure. Is in the middle of nowhere by myself. That's the most secure I've ever felt.
So here's what I'm trying to explain to Shane, okay? When I go out at night by myself on my horse, when I'm not broke up a little bit, I'm the most comfortable I've ever been is when I'm out there by myself, just
bingo,
checking shit and doing my own thing. And I've spent on the upwards of 8 weeks out in the range. Now, I'm not comparing notes with the Camo. Trust me on that, I'm not.
No, but I get what you're saying.
A lot of times it's the outdoors that heal you.
That's what I tell people. It's therapy, man. Nature is my therapy.
Amen. And when I heal up this time, I'm going to probably change a little bit of my lifestyle a little bit. You know what I mean? I miss the outdoors. I hate being in the house.
Limitations.
Huh?
I said a man's got to know his limitations, especially at this age.
I'm going to be really honest with you. I'm no good in a goddamn house. I'm just not that man. I'm the man that belongs on the back of the horse, riding the range and doing my fucking thing. A lot of people don't understand that, but that's where I'm most at home.
Well, let me see if you understand this, Rob. When I'm in somebody's really nice house, I feel like I'm going to soil it up. I feel like I'm going to break something. I don't want to sit on that furniture. It's too nice. I get that feeling. I really do. I'm not made for that either.
Hey, I got a house down the hill that we never even live in. We just go there and look at it as we drive into town because I live in my cabin.
Well,
I
and it's
ain't
one of
even
those deals.
shitting you on that. I'm like, you know what? I don't want to fucking sit in there. I don't want to clean the damn thing. I don't want my wife to worry about cleaning this fucking hole. I bought
Yeah,
the
it's-
property for the land. I didn't buy it for that damn house.
Well, and that's the whole thing. And then, and, you know, I used to want a big fancy house when I was younger, you know, because it's a statement basically. And the older I get, the smaller I want my place.
I've
Because-
made so many statements in my life. I'm tired of making them.
Yeah, I just want, you know, something simple, easy to clean. Give me my outdoor. Hey, Bonnie, I see you. Give me my outdoor grill and my smoker, and you know, just something small and simple. I've been considering selling this place where I'm at, which is, you know, I got 1,800 square foot of deck and about 1,800 square foot of living spaces. Not considering the deck. And so I like I said, I'm considering selling this place and just getting a little bitty, not a shack, but just something little, small. I ain't talking tiny home, but something that don't have all the BS I go through here. Now, like I said, I own half a block here in town, and I love it in the summer. It's beautiful.
A lot of talk in this community about community getting together and getting some property and doing something like that, Shane. I'll
I
tell you
know.
what,
I'll tell you what, I got plenty of land down here.
Hey,
yeah,
Bonnie,
well, don't you be telling somebody like me that unless you expect some company, because I'm gonna be right now. I'll tell you what, I moved in with this person. Me and an ex broke up about a year ago. I moved out of there. This guy broke his back. He needed help. His place was in shambles. I came here. I helped him fix his place up, and now he's got himself a gal. I've moved out into the yard. I'm living in a tent right now, getting my truck ready, because I'm going to go mobile, and I'm going to leave this state at least for the winter, and I'm going to come and see some of you people. And I've got all kinds of invites, and that's my plan. Me and my sewing machine's going to do some rounds. Don't be surprised if some of you see me.
well, that'd be
Another thing,
cool as they get. Bonnie, I
I'll
hope
be
you're
honest,
doing
I'm
well this evening.
contemplating selling this place and moving on.
That's how I feel, man. I got nothing left holding me here, man. Everybody, all of my family's gone. All of my friends have gone. I've got a couple friends that are distant from here, but I got nothing left here, man.
Well, isn't it you that has that place down in New Mexico?
I got a little chunk of sand down there I've never even laid eyes on.
Where's it at? Is it out by
It's
Graham?
south.
Is it out by where?
It's south of Deming, real
South
close
of
to the
Deming?
border. Yep.
Yeah,
All
you
right,
probably
close
got
to the
sand
border.
all over it.
I mean, it's dead south of Deming, so it's, Deming's only like 20 miles from the border or something, so it's within a
Right
few
around
miles.
28.
How many acres you got down there, Carl?
There's like 7 acres. I saw a picture from the 50s, showed a little shack on it. It was it was a valley. I think it's a valley because it looked like ridges on both sides.
I think we had this conversation. Yeah, you probably got a bunch of damn squatters there.
I don't think that shack would still be standing.
I
It looked
don't
pretty.
think so.
It looked
know,
pretty
you gotta
shaky.
get some Deming.
They don't need a shack. I mean, it's warm enough. The evenings gets a little chilly, but
I think it's going to be too warm for me, man. I'm a Michigander.
Yeah.
I've been to
Kinda
Texas.
familiar
I've been
in
to
the
New
area
Mexico.
I'm kind
I
of
just
familiar
never-
in the area you were talking about.
Well, I've been as far as Carlsbad Caverns.
I know.
And I remember that as a kid, and it was pretty brutal as a kid, But at this age, I think I'd have trouble with that kind of heat.
Oh, you think?
Well, maybe not if I dug a deep enough hole, because I understand if you get so
60
deep,
feet down?
yeah, it's 55 degrees or something at a constant rate if you go deep enough.
Yeah,
there
it's,
you
if
go.
you get
I'm
9
messing with
feet,
you.
your concrete will stay cool year round. You have to get at
And
least
yeah,
9.
Right,
man.
take a look at something, Camel Carl. That sweat will cool you down.
Yeah. Yep. I used to run into those little bags, those canvas bags the service stations used to issue people before they cross a desert, and they'd hang
Yeah,
it on the outside of the car, keep the water cool by condensation and evaporation through a canvas bag.
through a
Yep.
canvas
That's
bag.
old.
We do that with our
That
horses too.
that's old school stuff there, Rob.
That is old school shit. We do that all the time. You know, I wanted to talk to you like forever, and I thought tonight I'd just break the ice.
We've
I'm
had
glad I got to
short
talk to you
discussions.
earlier.
No, we've had some short discussions, and you know, I put myself out here quite a bit. You know,
Yeah,
some of this community knows all about me. You know, I guess.
Hang on, guys. We got 3 people that probably need to want to say something. Chuck, Bonnie,
Yo,
Dorinda. So Chuck, go first.
what are we doing?
I was just saying if you needed to say something because it looks like you had something to say.
No, I was watching something and I didn't know whether you could put it up here or not. So I just like,
Oh, you had to go look at it first. Okay.
yeah, it's about the. I guess it wouldn't matter. I'll let here.
I guess I should do some shameless advertisement because I'm going to do a little auction here and off some of my extra gear I got.
Yes.
I'm going to figure out how to do it on this platform,
On your
like a little
channel.
auction.
Well, we can auction anything you want over here if you want.
You know, I got a bunch of U.S. military field gear, and I got too much of it. I mean, I don't need this much gear. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to off some of it here.
Bonnie and Dorinda, I'll give you all just give me a second. Let's get through Chuck's little deal here.
Watch where this ends up. Watch where the Band-Aid goes.
I'm gonna tell you, it had a retractable needle.
Yep.
Yep,
Wow.
I've seen them before. I never.
Guys, watch it on the
Lily, I
20th.
just
There's
might,
supposed to
Lily.
be some kind of special somewhere on the 75th Nuremberg Part 2. There's supposed to be a bunch of trials starting from what I'm seeing
Yeah, that's what I heard.
on the 20th. So
That's what I heard.
Trevor's
I
going to
don't-
give you something to look up.
That new movie's coming out the 20th too.
Imagine that. Distraction. Bonnie, you haven't got to say a whole hell of a lot since you've been up here. So, well, I'm going to give you a chance to take the floor for a minute, if you would like.
Hello, everybody. Good to see you.
Hey, Bonnie.
hey Bonnie.
Hi, Bonnie.
I'm going to try to be fair to everybody that's on the panel. You know, I don't want to take anything away from anybody. I don't want anybody to take over the channel. I'd like for, you know, everybody to have it. No sense in coming up if you can't speak. So, Bonnie,
Bonnie sounds a little bit like my mom. My mom was born and raised in Amarillo, Texas, and Bonnie's voice always kind of reminded me. I should get her to sing that. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes for me.
anyway, Bonnie, you got anything that you'd like to share with us?
Not that I know of.
Did you get any rain?
We got a couple of drops. It didn't make a puddle.
Well, I happened to be watching some weather thing, and it said that Texas was supposed to get lots of rain. near Austin, and I thought you said you were near Austin. I don't know where the hell you are, Bonnie. I have no idea. So I was like, oh, please let Bonnie get some rain.
Well, tomorrow is a bigger chance. The next 3 days, we're supposed to have a chance. So we'll see.
Rain pretty much filled my rain barrels up here. But
That's good.
Awesome.
You got water to water your plants.
and no plants to water. No, I got a bunch of saplings. My tomato plants kicked it. My cucumbers have kicked it. It's like I watered them with gasoline.
You know, that's
There you
funny.
go, Bonnie. I sent you a video of the rain.
My tomatoes and jalapenos are coming back since I got home and started taking care of them. So I'm waiting for some blooms to come out on the tomatoes because we still got a few months of growing here.
Thank you for posting my channel, Bonnie.
Red, thank you for dropping the channels. Yeah, I don't mind y'all dropping channels in here.
Lily, I loved living in the South. I lived in North Carolina for a while. I even lived in Virginia for a little bit. It was great down there.
Good night, Eric.
Eric, have a good evening.
Good night, Eric. RER. Good to see you tonight.
Now, you still got your nephew with you, Rob?
No.
He went back?
Well, yeah.
Okay. I'm not going to dig. I could have said. I knew he was here the other night. He come up and sat in front of the screen for a little bit. He popped over, and that was the last I seen him, so I didn't know if he was still hanging out there or not.
No, but he came up and paid respects. You know what I mean?
Good. Yep. Well, that was very good of him to do.
It was.
Dorinda, you got anything to add to the seat?
Not really. I was really enjoying the conversation between Rob and Cal.
I know it was good, but there's also other people up here. And, I want to make sure everybody's got a chance to be heard. Well, there's no sense in having a panel. So everybody needs to be heard.
Yeah, and I didn't mean to take over the panel either. I'm sorry about that.
No, it didn't bother me. Guys know if I got to say something, I'll rudely interrupt or rudely talk while I get interrupted.
Yeah, and I'm sorry about interrupting.
Accidentally interrupt, but I try not to.
Yeah, my son-in-law was over here the other day on Monday when we had a bunch of people over. We do it every Monday, just bullshit, whatever. And I was talking, and the next thing he started talking, I just looked at him, and he goes, "Oh, Chuck, were you talking?" I'm like, "Yeah, but I shut down." I said I could have been a dick and said, "I appreciate you being there and rudely interrupting while I'm talking, but I said, I let you go ahead because it wasn't worth it. I figured you need to get your piece out there too." And he goes, "What do you mean by that?" I said, "My dad always used to tell people all the time." He goes, "I'm so sorry for talking while you're interrupting, but I wasn't going to be a dick like that." And he just laughed. And he goes, "I'm sorry, bro."
Hey, T girl, how are you, girl?
Hey, T girl.
Sometimes it's a lag. Sometimes you start to say something and don't hear the other person until you're already talking.
Yep.
So far, we've got pretty good connection between everybody. I mean, it seems like it's spot on. Every once in a while, you can tell when they talk, and then it takes a second for their voice to come through. But no, so far it's been coming through fairly well.
We got like a second delay between YouTube and StreamYard. You can tell that if you put the audio on there.
Oh yeah. What's that?
I have a YouTube, not a YouTube. I have a AT&T tower that's less than a mile from where I'm at.
Damn.
So I've got really good internet, and I'm using my phone on my laptop.
Nice. See, girl,
I
you're
got this
too
little.
kind.
I just got this little antenna booster thing. You know, I used to go to the Wi-Fi on my PC outside, and I'd see 3 or 4 providers. Now that I got this little antenna, it's showing me about 20 Wi-Fi connections. This thing
Yeah.
works well.
Oh yeah.
When I get out in certain areas on the ranch, I don't have any reception whatsoever. But I ride pretty deep in the valley too.
Okay. Hey, Bonnie, did you ever get that booster to work for you?
Somewhat, only backstage, not to go live.
Do what?
Only to be able to go backstage. It kept dropping me every so often, but there was no way I could go live with it.
Is it a neck gear?
I
Yes.
think it is. Yeah, and I bought it in 2015, and it's always worked real good for me. But yeah, every once in a while, depending on how far you are away from the router, it can start giving you fits. It's supposed to be good up to 300 feet, but you know, the older it gets, I'm sure the weaker it gets.
Well, technology changes too a lot. And I think they do that just so you have to buy more.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
They make a laptop to last 2 years.
Yep, if that. I didn't even have my laptop a year when the camera went out. I even bought one of the high-dollar gaming computers. But I was talking to Dr. Rob Allen, and he says sometimes they sacrifice some of the stuff so you have the gaming capabilities, like the camera or something like that. I was like, hey, that sucks. So that's why I had to get the external camera that I've got now. And then my HDMI port went to hell on me. I don't know what the hell's going on. I've got a good brand.
You have to get somebody to look at the port.
The port looks fine. I think it's something inside that kind of, or what it was tied to, my other monitor, because it was tied. I got an Asus laptop, and it's tied. You know, I had it tied to a Dell monitor, so I had both monitors, and then I could tie it to my computer or to my TV, and I could have 14 channels up at once. But once that port went out, now every time I tie it to my TV, it just wants to mimic my laptop because I have Wi-Fi to my TV. So now it just wants to mimic my laptop instead of having a separate screen.
Oh, wow.
I got one of those smart TVs up on the wall. I never turn it on unless, you know, I need to read something real easy, and I will put it up over there, or used to. I'd put it up over there. And because it's 72 or 75 inch, I don't know. Little bitty thing.
Makes it easy to read the chat now, don't it?
Yes, it does.
Why do you think
Yeah.
I'm always looking over there? Because I can't see my freaking laptop.
Yeah,
And I got my TV over there with. So you're getting 2 views from me, or 3 actually.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I got it hooked up to my other one so I can see the chat. I'm getting a little smarter in my old age.
That,
Thank you, Lily.
Why there's something funny, Shane?
Always.
I got a 45. I got plenty of guns, right?
Right.
And I can take them apart and put them together again, right?
Right.
I fuck with a computer. I can take it apart and then I have to go buy a new one.
Yeah. You take it apart so you have it doesn't take up as much room in the trash
I got
can.
plenty of spare parts all over this house.
I used to build computers back in the 90s and 2000s, early 2000s, and you know, I'd change out motherboards, I'd change out hard drives, I'd change it all out. But then when you move over to these more portable laptops. So you can take it everywhere you go and stuff like that. There ain't no rebuilding them damn things. They go to shit on you, you throw them away and go back to storage, spend another $1,000.
This computer I got is pretty much homemade too. Everything just plug and play, you know. All them circuit boards and all the drives and stuff, they just plug right in.
Oh yeah, that's the
I'll
old
tell you
PC.
something really bad, Shane.
Yeah,
When I ended Hard Luck,
yeah.
I took the computer out and put it on a 55-gallon barrel,
Shot it.
and I shot it with my 308.
I've
Then I
seen
had one that
videos.
got the virus, and I
Do
thought
what?
it was a coronavirus on my stupid computer. So I took that one out and shot it too, and we had to go buy another computer before it went live again.
Well, watch that one word, but anyway, okay. Bonnie, you said something.
I said I've seen videos of people shooting their computers.
Oh yeah.
Well, we used to shoot TVs, man. We shoot TVs at night. They got a light show. The old
Oh, yeah.
TVs used to blow up.
Especially
really
when they
good.
had the tubes in them.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
going to say. They had to have the tubes in them. Yeah. And I want to tell you what. You only tear apart one of those TVs once, even if that's unplugged for a year. You grab one of them tubes and you're not careful, and you grab the wrong one. It's going to let you know it's still alive.
Well, that
Cathode
second.
ray tube will kill you.
Do what, Chuck?
No, never mind.
The cathode ray tube will kill you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've shot a few TVs too.
That's what I was saying. Pull that second anode off that picture tube. That some of them, I got hit with one. It was like 60,000 volts in it, but it was an old one from like 50.
Oh God.
I was in electronics school and I was working on it, got it fixed, was putting it together, but I was still going to check some of the connections on the picture tube, so I still had it unhooked, discharged, come back. The damn second anode still hooked back to the TV, and I'm like, I remember discharging it when I walked out, or maybe I didn't do it. I reach up and grab that thing, sunk my fingers under that rubber cup, and it slammed me against the wall.
Yeah, it's like, you know, it's not like those 9-volt batteries. They say, how do you check it? Well, you just stick your tongue on it. Yeah, you don't do that. Oops.
I've been hit by 220, 110, all that ain't nothing like that shit. That should pick me up and put me against the wall 5 foot behind me.
Oh, yeah. Them things were wicked. They would hold charge forever. You could have them unplugged even for a year. I'm going to tell you what, you'll know it when you grab it. You'll know it's still live.
Yep.
I had permission to use the police shooting ranges, you know, since I was a kid. And there was a spot on the range that was just dead TV. I mean, it could have been 200 old TV shells laying out there at the shooting range. People would take them out there and shoot them. It was good fun.
They,
A little bit of too much fun, but it was a lot of fun.
oh, yeah.
Oh, they had a bulletproof glass out there and armor plating and all kinds of stuff they'd take out there just to test, you know.
Old Kevlar vests.
Yeah, whatever you want to check out. It was in the Oxford gravel pits, Oxford, Michigan. Nobody gave a crap what you shot or blew up out there.
Same thing here.
Have you all seen them zip up hoodies that they make now that are knife proof and you can be shot with, I think it's up to a 45 at 30 feet away and it will not penetrate it. Now, I'm not saying you will not get bruised. It'll hurt like hell, but it will not penetrate it. Have you not seen them? They're like $300 a piece.
Nah.
Yeah, you know, Kevlar degrades. People, when they first started coming out with all the Kevlar
It's got a
helmets
shelf.
and- yeah, there's a company that I used to know pretty well called, what was it? First Chance Armor in Michigan here. And They got sued. They got their pants sued off, man. They went out of business because the Kevlar vest degraded in time and lost their retention. You don't want old Kevlar. Won't do you no good.
Hey, Chuck, did you see Conservative Cowboys message?
Yeah, I'm looking now.
Thank you, Red.
I'll be
appreciate it.
honest with you, Camo, I don't want any Kevlar on me when I'm riding because it cuts into you.
It's
And
too damn hot where you're at.
and it's way too hot. And I'm not going on with a liquid cooled suit. Put all that extra weight on that horse. I do have one thing to say, T-Girl. I'm doing a lot better. And thank you for asking. Good to see you.
Yeah, Conservative Cowboy put that on. I think that's more affects some shit like CERN. I think that looks like when they're opening up stuff they shouldn't open up, and that looks like a connection to something. So let them get what they get. I hope all at once fucking with are the first one that they eat their brain out of too. When they do that.
Yeah, Red, one day we will see if maybe we can get him up here. I don't know if he will. I think I've invited, or somebody's invited him up on another channel.
I don't know nothing about Cowboy. I don't even know where he is. What state's Cowboy
I'm
in?
seeing it somewhere. He's like a dark-headed. He's probably in his 20s. I think that was him.
Well, I heard he was fairly young, but he puts out a lot of damn good, messages. Now, how much of it can we confirm? Well, we have to go look and just use our own discernment. But
You want to come up a minute, Cowboy? I'll drop down.
Oh, you're still on 6?
yeah, I'm still on 6. I didn't upgrade. I got busy, and by the time I realized,
I can drop down.
I can drop down because I'm getting ready for bed anyway. So I will love everybody and see you guys tomorrow.
I'll drop down too. I'll go snuggle with Dorinda.
Don't think we can hear you say that.
Hubby's home. That's not gonna get a good idea.
He's like, who the fuck is this?
You can snuggle with him too, make him feel better.
That's our new internet buddy, honey. Good night, Dorinda. See you later.
Good night,
He lives in
Dorinda.
Alabama.
Not doing. And older than you.
And he's older
I
than
hope she knows I'm just playing. I ain't no internet pervert or nothing.
Can I ask, Conservative Cowboy, were you an ex-Marine or were you a Marine at one time?
Sweet home Alabama.
I thought I'd heard he was young, but apparently he's older than me.
Might be. Me too. I thought I'd seen him somewhere, but it might be either somebody named Cowboy or somebody named Conservative that I've seen that was a younger guy. I'm not knocking you or nothing. You want to come up and bullshit though, there's room.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've got room. All you gotta do is pop in.
I'm even on his Telegram.
Okay. Now, yeah, I got room for one more.
Thank you, Conservative Cowboy. Just asking, tell your dad to simplify and thank him for his service.
I just know he puts out a lot of neat, interesting stuff. You have to go, look and, like I say, use your own discernment. He's more than welcome up on panel. Come up. He don't have to show his face. I know he's probably out there digging for more stuff to put in chat. So,
Well, I didn't notice a lot of channels he goes on probably do. You don't get the recognition or appreciation he should. And I appreciate him every time he pops stuff on mine.
I was happy to see him show up here because I didn't know if he knew how to find me.
He can find you in whatever rabbit hole you're in. He knows how to look for stuff. Kind of like me, he digs everywhere.
Well, and a lot of times somebody starts a new channel and no one knows that you're up, even if you're up and on. Because no one knows to subscribe to your, drop your link or say anything.
Through the year, there's been a lot of stuff that he's put up that I've wasn't sure of the stuff that I found, and I'd see he put it up, I'd look, and it'd be something else on the same subject from someplace else, and it kind of helped me confirm that, yeah, it might be real.
Yep. And that's what I do. I just look for a couple of sources. It turns out to be a lot of different people are talking about the same thing. You have no reason to doubt it.
No.
So earlier, conservative cowboy said the Trump-appointed judge permanently blocked the oil and gas leasing clause on federal lands. What does that mean?
Okay, wait a minute, Bonnie. Hang on. Repeat that.
A judge just permanently blocked oil and gas leasing clause on federal lands.
Is he going to cut the supply again?
Yeah. Well, and they cut all that crap 2 years ago when Potato got in there, and now he permanently blocks it, huh?
Well, this was, okay, a Trump-appointed judge just permanently blocked Potato's oil and gas leasing clause on federal land.
Yeah, this
Okay.
is a good thing. It's a
Yeah,
good
that's
thing.
That's
that
what I
means
was
they're
thinking.
Yeah, that means they're going to allow it because, and here's the deal: the federal government cannot block anything in a state other than Washington, that little 10 square miles where they're at. It's up to the states. And yeah, they say, oh, it's federal land. Well, it's only federal land because the states have allowed them to consider it that. And it's not correct whatsoever. The states can take their land back. They can tell the federal government to piss off.
I was in Louisiana. And officials in 12 other states filed a lawsuit.
Well, in Louisiana, you know, most of their drilling is swamp land that they drill in. So why would you consider that federal land other than maybe Army base or something? But still, I don't think the federal government should have any right to do any of that crap. And if you read the Constitution, they really don't.
No.
We just allow them to do it, and we bow our heads. Okay. No.
Here's one for y'all. Thousands of rainbow fentanyl pills seized as authorities warn of possible new trend targeting kids. Customs at the Border Protection Agency seized more than 15,000 fentanyl pills they say were all strapped to a person's legs on Wednesday. And they look like them old Smartie candies, like purple, pink, green, orange, yellow.
Yep. Anything to smuggle.
You have any clue how much they're bringing across that fucking border?
I'm going to tell you, anybody that's smuggling that many drugs across the border, I'm not saying needs to be put down, but I am going to say they need to be taken care of and never see the light of day again from the outside.
That would be cowboy logic.
That is killing millions and millions of people, and they don't care. They're just doing it for a buck. Well, I'm going to tell you
What do you think drives me?
I know, Rob. I know exactly what you're doing.
And I'm not bragging or any of that shit because I'm not looking for recognition or any of that crap. I'm really not. But if those fucking drugs that they're bringing get across this border, what kind of population are we going to have left?
Well, and they've already said they've acquired enough from some illegal arrests that would kill the population of the United States 3 or 4 times over. And here's the thing: how many gotaways are doing the same thing?
We're catching a lot of the gotaways.
And who's guarding the water sources? Because that's all it would take is somebody to dump a bucket of that crap in to kill a whole city.
It's already proven. it's already proven that in our lakes and streams, some of them, and into our sewage, that there's a lot of drug compounds like opioids and shit that never ever went away. They didn't dissolve completely. They didn't take care of the drug.
Yep.
And I've been trying to stay away from the border talk, but I got something I gotta say. Is that okay?
Go for it.
If we don't stop them here, they're gonna get inland like you wouldn't believe. And they will. And that's going to affect a hell of a lot more than our kids. You know, you got a first line of defense, you got a second line of defense, and you have a third line of defense. But you got to utilize those lines. Now, me and my people that are up here alone have gotten, I don't even know how many. I can't, we've lost track. And we sit here and we do it, and it's like, I don't know. I really, you know, my good friend lost his life over this shit. And I've been on the fence. I've had a couple of days with my wife. But I know heart in my soul that I'm doing what I need to be doing, and can't lie to myself about it either. You know, when I was in the Corps, we always fought for the greater good. You know what I mean? And it's hard to figure out what's good anymore. If those drugs come across that border, we're going to see bad like we've never seen it before. They're highly addictive. People die from taking them. And they're going to die in everybody's hometown. And they're going to say somebody should have done something about it. And all they had to do is close the fucking border, shove those cartels back, fight like we used to fight back in the day, and say no more. But instead, we act like it's not happening because we do. And then it's the most addictive drug that's ever been.
Yeah, the most. Yeah, they say you can try it one time and it can kill you the first time.
It can.
Especially the homemade shit. A lot of that shit they got coming over, they have no idea how strong it is, and there's people ODing by coming in contact with particles of the dust that's on the shit.
There's people that are baiting people with dollar bills covered in fentanyl that kills them when they pick up the dollar bill.
Yep. I've heard over 100,000 deaths from fentanyl this year.
Well, in between that and the whooping cough. Huh.
But the problem is, you got Eagle Pass down there, and that's a mess, and you know it.
Yep.
And we're up here, and we've got a mess on our hands that basically doesn't even get reported on. And I'm okay with that. Don't get me wrong.
I worry about y'all over there, Rob, but the fact you're doing this sooner or later, when you can actually become a thorn in your side if they don't try to retaliate towards your home.
Well, and that's the whole. There's the bottom line.
Bring it. You know, I'll be honest, right? Can I just say it?
Go for it.
I put myself out there. If they want me, to come and get me. I can guarantee you, I'm not going to go easy into that good night.
I understand that. I'm just meaning, it worried me about it.
You stand up or you lay down, and I'm just not in the mood to lay down anymore. And I've watched this shit for years. And I watched everybody down here say somebody's got to do something about it.
20 years I've known about it, Rob. I known a border guard down there, right up in the mess of it. It was 20 years ago, and he told me, Carl, I don't understand it. We catch them, and they tell us to let them go.
They fucking release them.
And that was 20 years ago. He told me there was gaps in that line all over the place. He told me there was trails. I seen where the Abomination administration was putting out little safety stations in the middle of the desert on them trails, little yellow
They were bringing water in all
telephones
those
with,
places where they can go in and get medication.
yes,
I
and
mean,
we're
I know
funding
that,
it.
dude. I live down there. You know,
But Rob, nobody I tell around, I told this for 20 years now, nobody believed me. It has to be somebody like you who knows that it's real, you know?
but
And
you know, you
because,
know what's real, and then you're stifled on what you can say.
Yep.
yes, I've said it to so many blank faces, so many people who think I'm full of crap. They don't believe that this is intentional. It's beyond intentional. They're funding
It
this.
has to be intentional. You wouldn't have that kind of you wouldn't have the number they have of what's coming across.
Exactly, brother. I know, man. I
And
know.
the truth is, I'm sitting here, right, and I've been on the fence for a couple of days. I buried a friend, and when I get to talking about the border, I know the goddamn border. I know the land around here. I know the terrain. I know that if we continue to take a blind eye to everything, like today, they were telling me, why don't you become the sheriff? Because you don't want me as a sheriff. I told them that straight up. I'm the kind of guy that wants to get things done, and I don't want my goddamn hands tied to do it. When you come on my property, you come on my property, and now they don't fuck with my property or my neighbors, and now they're not fucking with the next one. And we're taking care of it one ranch at a time. Which should have been done 20 years ago.
Yes, it is.
And I know that I'm going to shut up now before I...
But that's a country. That's a country we don't hear much about, the Netherlands.
Yeah, that's what I was just reading from Conservative.
I'm going to say something more. I care about my country, and I damn straight care about the people in it. And I know that the times that we are facing are extremely scary. But if we don't band together now, we never will. You know, we look at these conservative channels that talk, and everybody's afraid of what they're going to say. I think the truth has to get out there. I really do. And I think that the channels, and I'm going to bring up Rob Redbett soon, and I'm not doing that for advertisement.
That's fine. I don't mind.
But I'm going to say it the way it fucking is. I've curbed my language. I'm a cowboy. People need to understand that. We talk a certain way. We really don't care how we come across. But one thing about it is we tell the truth.
Yeah, Rob, when I was saying that, I wasn't trying to knock you, and that it kind of worries me about you all the only thing.
I didn't take it that way, Chuck. You should know me better than that. I didn't. I have a few buttons lately more than normal. You know what I mean?
I imagine it crosses your mind every day.
Yeah, it does.
Rob, you got a lot of prayers behind you, brother.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, Shane, I put you something up there to moisten up the picture a minute. You might add a little humor to it.
Yeah, I seen that, and that's what I was just fixing to say is we got something Chuck's sharing with us, so let's see what he has. Oh my God.
My generation had an album cover. That's the poster child for them.
Oh my goodness.
And you know what the red shoes represent, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The Pope wears them too.
All of them do, especially when they get together around that owl in California.
Yep.
I think I need a pair of those red shoes. I bet that's real good in a stirrup. What do you bet me?
Yeah. Well,
maybe I need to wear a dress so they can be heard.
I wouldn't be wearing no blue helmet.
Do what, Chuck?
if you had the red shoes on, they probably come run up to you, boss. Which way do we go?
Absolutely. Well, that way. Back.
Yeah.
They said meet up 500 miles that way.
Yeah. Maybe go 1,000. It'll be fine.
We gotta try something because what we're doing ain't working very well.
What we're doing up here is starting to work.
Well, I
Well,
hope so.
even the Mexican army, I don't understand why they're guarding Baja. What about the rest
Can I
of
tell
it?
you why they're guarding Baja?
Because it's got a wall and they can't get through anyway.
There you go. Not only that, there's money in Baja now when there
Yep.
never used to be.
Uh,
Where do a lot of their fish come in from?
Yep. I want to tell you, Baja, California, and Baja, Mexico. You know, it's kind of all one area. It's all considered Baja.
And they get so much fish and they make so much money off tourism, they can't let it get fucked up.
Absolutely.
That's a big surfing area.
Yeah, it
When
is too.
Google Earth first came out, I took a tour of the entire border through all 4 states, the whole way from the ocean to the Gulf. And there were gaps in that fence all over the place. There was places where they'd have this fence built right up to the edge of town, like in Tijuana. But when the hills started, the fence just disappeared. So all anybody had to do was walk up into the hills. Yep. All somebody had to do was, if they were on foot, is walk over to the end of the fence and go around it. So much so that there were paths worn into the ground from people doing it. Now this is years ago. This has been going on for so long. That's why people think there's already cells in the United States. It's because they've had all the time in the world to organize.
Yeah.
You know there are. That's I remember the buses.
I
How
just
many
stepped
years
away.
ago?
I'll be right back. Bonnie, I'm going to turn this over to you and Chuck for a second. I'll be right back.
Okay. When Bummer was in, I remember the buses escorted by state troopers. Y'all remember that?
All I heard was state trooper fire.
See what?
All I heard was the state trooper part.
The buses, when Bummer was in, and there were, I can't remember how many buses picked up in Texas at the border and taken somewhere, I don't know where, with state troopers escorting.
Oh, I don't know.
And it was a certain type. So if they've been training for that long and probably have kids by now, so yeah, I believe the cells.
Well, they've caught Chinese and Iranians and all kinds of people coming over that border.
Oh yeah.
I try to do as little of that as possible then.
Got people that don't even know our language. You got the Haitians. You got everything here. Can't get in one area, they go through the next.
But that's what the conservative cowboy was saying. That body they found, somebody from the Netherlands. That was just out there.
Yeah, Jerry, he probably helped by them, not just known.
10 years ago. 2012. That's
We look at what's coming across. It has to get prevented.
Well, I'm going to say this. You know, I don't think all the crossers are nefarious. I think there's probably 30% that probably really want to do better for themselves. But the ones that really want to do better for themselves, they'll go through proper channels. And if they're not going through proper channels, I don't think they need to be here. But the bad thing is, some of these people got little kids with them. What's happening to them coming over or
That
whatever?
slowed way down, Shane. That is slowed way down on the kids.
Oh, I know, because they found out it wasn't working anymore. So now it's one of those deals. It's 70% of the people coming over here, they're here for nefarious reasons, and I think they need to be sent home or to Mexico, wherever. And I don't mean by you and me paying for it. I mean by turn them around, send them
And
back.
that's not the to begin with. I understand exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, I
You know, they
I don't know.
demonize those men with the long range, right?
Yep.
They demonized them. Now, any cowboy or any rancher would know that those long range were not used to whip anything because they're not used for that. But they are gonna go in circles and they are gonna do their own thing because it's a long rope. And if you've ever been around a long rope and you're going and you're riding, you're gonna see the movement of the rope. Now, maybe it looks violent, but it really isn't. You know what I mean?
No, it is
And
not.
you didn't see those Border Patrol agents whipping the horses or anybody else. And if they were going to whip anything, it would have been their horse.
Absolutely.
If I was going to whip anything, I'd have to have a bullwhip. Because I've had
You wouldn't use those reins.
Well,
Here, let
I'm
me
just
hit you
saying,
with a wet noodle.
Yes.
I'll tell you what, I had a bullwhip since I was a kid, and I can really use one. But it's a totally different thing. What they were trying to pass off as whipping somebody like that.
And it's night and day from long range. And
Yeah.
everyone uses long range because they come in at times that they're very much needed. You understand what I'm getting at?
Oh yeah, but it's just ridiculous the stories they
It's
push
just a
with
tool.
Well, if they weren't so awkward, I'd say let's go back to the old cattle prods.
You want to try a cattle prod on the back of a horse?
Yeah.
No, it's not for the horse.
Fucking luck. You'll zap yourself more than you'll zap anything else. You'd be pissed you even took it.
Probably.
Oh, didn't mean. Fuck.
Horses
No.
don't like them much either.
You ever zap your ass with a cattle prod? I have.
I've been zapped by one,
That's a
yeah.
saddlebag.
I was just saying earlier, Rob.
Something rubs on it, you zap both you and the horse. Horse gets pissed off, throws you, and then
Rob,
zap your ass with the same thing.
I was just saying earlier, Rob, that once you pissed on one of the old school electric fences, oh, that ain't nothing.
No. And I think we've all pissed on an electric fence once or twice.
You know, I did it once. Once is enough.
Oh, I've done it fucking 4 or 5 different times because I'm stupid as fuck.
Oh, you're
Well,
a glutton for
that's what I've
punishment.
never done.
Huh?
You're,
What, Bonnie?
I said you're a,
Good. Sorry, huh?
no.
I went in an area and didn't even realize we had one, and I'm going out doing what I do, got off my horse, take a leak, and I was said, my God, did that get a zap? And
That's before they went zap and let go and zap and then let go. The old school ones that
yeah,
just
at
stayed
least
on.
they let go with the zap. They didn't before.
Yeah.
Talk about current.
Bonnie, what was you saying now?
I just said that's one thing I've never done.
Well, yeah, that's probably
I think that might be the different parts.
that'd bring a whole new meaning to kegels.
But it would actually add to the excitement of being a cowboy. So there you go. So either way, you win.
I remember it like it was yesterday, and it was sometime in the 70s.
Oh yeah, I don't think I ever peed on one. My little brother did. I had walked over and grabbed a fence and didn't realize it was electric. They had the top wire electrified. Son of a gun! And those things, yeah, they're full-time current. They're not pulsating current.
Because back in the day, that's all they had.
Yep. Well, that's all we ever had, even to this current day. You put
I got intermittent.
you get a 2-mile fence charger, and you got it on a quarter mile, and you grab that thing, hello, it's going to say hello back. When you get up off the ground, hopefully it knocks you off. You get up off that ground, you're going, what the hell just happened? I mean, ours were so old, we still replace the diodes, you know, because they work.
Yeah, they
And
do.
the cows,
They
they
work.
walk up and they get closer, like, they can feel it. They don't even get close. They can feel it. They can hear it or something, smell it.
Got to see the rest of this comment, Cowboys fan. Because it was just 10 minutes ago, I was thinking about how JFK said he was going to scatter those agencies to the wind, like 2 weeks before he was killed.
Yep.
Yeah, the sweet one, for sure.
I love you.
Was that for me, Rob?
No, that's for Louise.
Oh, okay.
Where did you get that, conservative? I just checked to see if the Q board had been anything new on it. I haven't seen anything new on it. Where'd you get that?
No bear. Before you run in there, turn on that swamp. That dog is patting like a big dog, and when you weigh 180 pounds, it's kind of nice to have a little cool.
You got a 180-pound dog?
I got a Grand Pyrenees that's in absolutely awesome shape. He was Jerry John's, and he was his dog. And I took him into my house.
Yeah, those
I'm
Great
getting
Pyrenees
used to
are
the dog.
great.
Huh?
Those Great Pyrenees are damn good dogs.
Yeah, one of the best cattle dogs I've ever seen.
Well, they're good at herding and keeping things in line.
And they're good at keeping
protecting
things
the herd.
away.
Yep, they're good at protecting.
Good
Yep.
boy. Good boy, Bear.
I love Pyrenees.
And he was a house dog. Why anybody would have a 180-pound house dog is beyond me.
That's kind of silly, but okay. You need to be out there. Well, you don't have to protect many livestock out there where you're at right now.
Well, Jerry John took him out of the house with him, got on the horse, and rode. The dog ran right beside him.
Oh,
That
yeah.
dog's in good shape. You know what I mean? And normally they only get to about 160 to 175 pounds, but this dog is solid fucking muscle. You know what I mean?
Well, he's got lots of, yeah. Get out there and get all that damn exercise.
Good night, Lily Gardens.
I didn't hear it.
Really.
Really good night.
You know, I think I need it tonight, and I'm really happy I got to talk to Chuck and Shane and Bonnie and Camo. I am really glad to have met you two again. And you guys have really stepped up to the plate and been there for me, and I appreciate it.
We appreciate you.
And Red, and there's so many I need to thank that I don't, and I should, but my head's been up my ass for a couple of days too. I'll make sure that I make everything right.
Well, it's one of those deals, man. We all know what you're going through. We've all witnessed something, not done the same way, but witnessed something like what you are going through, and whether it be hard times or whatever. So yeah, no, I don't have a problem with you coming up whatsoever. You know, me and you talk often.
Yeah, we do.
And I don't mind it a bit. You got something to say? You know, you got to get it off your chest. You can't, if you bottle it up, it becomes anger, and you start making bad decisions when you're angry.
Yeah,
You got to keep a level. Yeah, you got to keep a level head and stay calm. And there's only one way to do that, and that's to get the crap off your chest so you can. You got to vent a little bit to friends, and so your mind is clear.
You know, when they asked me to be sheriff and they were talking about that, I told them no. Want to hear why?
Well, if you're the sheriff, you're the most powerful person in that whole county. You can even arrest federal agents. You can arrest the judge.
I
You can
know.
arrest the
I'll tell you why. You want to hear why?
Right?
I think my hands are less tied. I'm not having to commit to an area anymore. You know what I mean?
Right. Are you still considering what we talked about, Rob?
That's all I've been thinking about.
Okay. Just curious.
You know, I'm not a coward, Shane.
I know that. That's one thing I have never said that, and me and you talked about that.
Pretty obvious to me.
When Jerry John passed, I'm going to talk about this. I never felt so much rage in my life that I felt that day. And when I was there in the morning and I watched the medevac come out that afternoon when the ship went down, that was one of my best friends in the whole world. Him and Lost Pop. Oh, I believe in Christ, Jerry Lee. Make no mistake about it. I love God with all my heart. I just haven't been praying much. You know, but I'm religious, but I'm kind of like, my church is riding on my ranch and looking over my livestock and seeing what God has made.
Yeah, church isn't
I'm sorry,
church isn't a building with a bunch of judgmental people in it.
You goddamn right, there's a bunch of judgmental pricks, to be honest with you. They don't understand that you have livestock to tend that morning and you got to change really fucking quick to get there, right? And the only thing they're interested in is what you're throwing in that plate. You know that as well as I do.
Oh yeah. They're tithing.
Anyway, and I found it a lot easier just to go ride the range, read my Bible, and do my thing, right? And one of the reasons why I even made a damn channel to begin with, Hard Luck, was to kind of open the door to let people kind of see what's going on without being really, really harsh about it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And when I killed the channel off, I was real pissed at YouTube. You believe that?
Yeah, no, not a bit. We're all pissed at YouTube.
And then YouTube ended up having to pay me money because we won in court. They weren't happy about that. They didn't even show up. I had a case.
Nah, so hey, that's an easy win.
That was laid down. It was done before it began.
Yep.
And I got tired of. We sit here and we're all adults, right? And they say what we can and can't say, and I think Hitler, right? Propaganda. Night of the Long Knives, all of it. I'm not going to lie to you on all that, right? Because I do have a military mind. And I think we all fight against the Hitler type of shit, right?
Nazi
Nobody
regime.
wants it. But we're controlled. And why are we controlled? Because they want to make us puppets. And I ain't anybody's puppet. As long as I got a horse and I can ride, I'm good. You know what I mean? There ain't an inch of this land I couldn't survive on if I had.
Oh shit! Here's something for you, Shane.
All right. Find something interesting?
Yeah.
Jerry Lee, I hope you are correct. That's screwed up, man. That is messed up.
Wonder how many people are reading it.
Boy, I was thinking, what's going on? What are we looking at?
Too much pressure.
It's like, you gotta be.
Rob, did you get to the bottom of it yet? That was questions off a survey.
I had the bottom of it. I just looked up again and I just thought about it. I ain't shitting you. That's fucking funny.
Oh, yeah. That is. Chuck, I don't know where you come up with this crap. Son, you must be over on Twitter or something.
I wander all over the place and shit pops up.
My brother brings up some crazy shit too. He's always over on Facebook. He always sends me all the crazy shit.
You can start digging and you'll be looking at who knows what. And the next thing you know, you'll find somebody trying to teach sign language to a donkey or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they have a hand signal.
Here, donkey. Here, donkey.
Yeah, I run up on the video a minute ago, a girl singing and playing guitar, and the donkey come up behind her and looked like he started crying and trying to lip sync to her singing.
Well,
I
that's
replaced those burros out a long time ago because wheels were a lot easier to manage. But I have two donkeys right now that we string fence with.
I don't know. We got a bunch of jacks. Go ahead, Grandma.
No, I was just going to say, I like that video where the dog touches the electric fence and the donkey laughs his ass off.
Yeah, I've seen that a while back.
All I was going to say was, we got a bunch of jackasses in Congress that need to be pushed faster.
Funny that that's their mascot, huh?
Yeah, bingo. And the bad thing is, it's both sides. The size of a brain on an elephant, and the jackass on the other side.
Rhino they hauled out of there yesterday.
No, I didn't see that.
It was a helicopter lifting a rhino out by its legs. They were calling it Liz Cheney.
Right on.
Oh, did you know she was talking about throwing her hat in the ring for 2024?
Yeah, she's going to run for president. Good.
You mean right after she bashed Trump because she lost her position? What a joke, man. These people are sad.
These people are ridiculous.
These people are delusional. That's what they are.
Yeah, they are. They've had too much.
Let's spend money so we can save money. That makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
Why don't you come down and run my ranch? Put about $67 billion into it, right? And then you can add the 3 more head that we can add.
Well, and that's like, just send me the $67 billion and you can have the damn place, and I'm out.
Yeah, I'm out, dude. Just what you gonna do?
Yeah, do it. Right, you're damn self. You're damn smart.
Yeah, you can figure it out. Send in the EPA. Check out all that methane in the backyard.
Yep.
See what it really does, and then try to plant something in it, and then see how it grows, and then tell me after your $52 billion study, manure works.
Bingo.
Hey, I can save you the millions of dollars and the billions of dollars, right? Shovel some of that shit in your planter, put it at the bottom of it, right?
Yep.
About one good scoop. And I can guarantee you, you'll have the best tasting tomatoes you ever had.
Oh, I'm doubting that because I use that crap too. You know, I go out to our place out here in the country and pop up a bunch of it, grind it up, mix it with a little bit of moisture and water and make it a slop, pour it in the bucket, put the dirt and the sand and mix it all together real good. Fun. You know.
How many tons of shit do you think we've all shoveled and put it all together in our lifetime? How much mucking have you done?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I don't even know because you get to the point you just do it and you don't even think about it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna probably go with shit. I can't even get an honest answer on that. I do it almost every day, so probably a lot.
I mean,
You know what I mean? Probably
I've shoveled a lot of shit in my life. We're talking truckloads, bro.
Me too.
Yeah,
I fill up 6 or 7 semis is what I've actually shoveled.
So this happened in Astros, right?
Hell, just out of my stalls alone, I got horses, right? God, I hate it when you make me think.
Well, the horses, you got to be careful with horse shit because now trying to be.
Yeah, because they become politicians.
Well,
We need to take care of that horse shit right away.
yeah, you got to throw it out there. I was just thinking, y'all was talking about that, and the whole time I was growing up, so I was like 18 or 19. We go clean out the inside pig stalls of the farrowing sows. We'd have to shovel it out. We'd throw it out a window. It was 5 foot high, and it was just an open window. There was no glass or nothing. Just an open hole. We'd have to shove it out of there. And sometimes by the time we got there, especially in the summer, it'd be full of maggots.
So you're talking about Liz Cheney.
Yes. And her
I'm
dad.
getting it now.
Yeah, and Mitt Romney. Yep. And there's one or two down in Texas that's probably the same way. You know, Bozo O'Rourke.
Yeah. Horse shit isn't the best for fertilizer, really. It isn't.
No, it ain't. It ain't.
But cow shit's pretty good.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when you take a look at a pig, man, they're probably one of the most clean animals out there. They just dust themselves off in dirt because they're trying to cool down. So they don't have any hair around them. But when you go down and you fully inoculize and everybody gives them antibiotics whether they want to admit it or not. But when a sow gives birth, right?
Give them oxy.
And if you cut your finger, you can stick it right where that sow's privates are. And you're going to have something that's going to take care of any infection you ever thought of having because they got so much shit in them.
Hey, Ed. Good to see you back, bud. Glad to see you woke up.
I got a few sows out there. I got a few, not sows, but I got a few boars. Well, I got three hogs. All right. And every year we cut them up for Christmas. And this year, if I do what I'm thinking I'm doing, I'm going to be eating them sons of bitches in October.
Yep. Yeah, you got to watch out.
Different life. It's a different life on the farm or the ranch than it is in town. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Let me address Ed. Ed, did you get your download done so you have enough bandwidth to come up? You're more than welcome up. I don't know. I've only been on 2.5 hours, so I don't know if anybody wants to go on after me, so we might as well just keep this going. I mean, I don't have very many people watching, I don't think. 14 maybe. I think it looks like 15.
Not every one of those 15 people watching is cool.
You're more
We
than
got
welcome.
twice as many likes as you do watchers, so you got to be doing something right.
You're doing something right, bro.
Well, we got up to 26 there for a little bit, so I don't know how many likes it was. I can't see the like.
There's
35?
been some other people gone live. That's what's going on. 10 went live.
Yeah.
Good night, Jerry Lee.
Only reason I went live tonight is because Bonnie said she might later, and later come and gone. It was 9:15 or 9:20, and I said, "Well, I'm going to just try a test and see if I can do it again without having to call Chuck and him scold me and tell me how to do it again."
Night, Jerry.
I was able to do it, and I was just glad. You know, at first I was sitting here talking to myself for just a second. You know, I was just talking in case somebody wanted to go back and watch it later. And then people started showing up, and they just started rolling in. I never complained. I said, it is what it is. I watched Chuck start. I watched Bonnie start. I watched, you know, everybody had a channel when I watched them start. It was all the same way too. You know, sometimes they'd be sitting there by themselves and just talking in case somebody jumped on. Then later, you know, in the day or in the morning or whatever, you know, and they went back and watched it. It wasn't just a big old blank screen.
Night, Jerry.
With my ugly ass face on it, so we didn't need that.
Good night, Jerry.
Good
I
night,
saw,
Jerry.
I saw Rescue came on at an odd time today.
Yeah, I
did.
see. I went over and watched him for a little bit.
I had to get up on that panel. We don't see him in the daytime like that often.
Yeah, I wasn't able to watch it, but we were cleaning, and then we had somebody come to leave the house at 3, and then
Yeah,
had
you
to
need
go
to.
to my mama's
Sorry.
and pick up all my stuff out there. Try a whole weekend without going out there and pray that everything stays okay.
You said you had somebody come look and they're already wanting it real bad.
Yeah,
And are they offering what you're asking?
they are checking into how much they can get, and then they will make me an offer. But I'm not taking less than I'm asking.
Well, I wouldn't either. What you're asking is probably
So
fair.
they can, yeah, they can go find something else. Because they're not going to find anything cheaper around here.
Well,
I have a
I-
dollar and a half.
sorry, Camo and Rob.
Kidding. Can I throw something at Bonnie? I need to say this. I've been wanting to say this for a long time.
Go for it.
Yes, sir.
And we'll go to Camo.
And then I'm going to drop everything on this, but I wanted to, and I don't want to talk about this any further after this. Bonnie, that prayer you did for us and Jerry, John, and all of us here was absolutely beautiful. And what you've done all along for me is amazing. I've been listening to Forever a Cowboy a lot lately, and which that really touched me, okay?
Thank you.
I tell you, you're a very good friend, and I'm honored to have met you. And thank you for everything.
I feel the same, Rob. Thank you.
Camo, you had something to say?
I'm just telling Bonnie to stick to the guns.
Oh, absolutely.
Always stick to your guns. They'll try to fuck you every time they can.
Yeah, Bonnie's a good woman. Me and Bonnie's been talking for a year now, and we're right close at it. She's a good woman. You ain't going to find a better one.
Well, I don't know about that.
Well, you know, I'm just saying as a internet friend and person that we all visit with. Now, yeah, Rob's got a good wife. I'm sure
I got a
Chuck,
damn good wife. I ain't got no problem there at all.
Chuck's got a good one. You know, but as an internet friend, Bonnie is probably the best friend a person could have if you're friends with her.
probably the biggest enemy you could ever have if you're not friends with her. What do you think?
Well, I know that's probably right.
She's a Texan, for Christ's sakes.
Red's pretty good too. Red in the chat. She is Red. We got room if you want to come up, girl.
Red's good people.
Yeah, Red's a good person. I like her
So
too.
is Ed.
All right.
And I don't like Ed a lot, but he's a good person. Chuck, you're awesome. Go ahead.
I love Red to death too, and she had put a lot of effort into helping Bonnie and doing all that stuff yesterday, and I love them girls for it. Even though I hate my fucking birthday.
I was glad I came on came into the channel. I wasn't ready to talk. And I was glad to see what they did for you. But you know what's funny? All this old fuck shit, right? Do we really feel that old?
No.
My mind doesn't, my body does.
Yeah, but screw the body. How's the mind working?
Hell, my mind still thinks I'm 16 years old and should be waking up.
With mine.
Now, I'm the oldest one up here, and I'm doing just fine.
I don't know about that.
Yes. There's only one that would give Bonnie a run for her money, and he's up there in the middle being quiet.
Yeah, but old in knowledge.
The wisdom is what you look for.
Yeah, think.
And it's only one way to find it. And it's not from being an arrogant, young POS. It's from listening to older people, wise people, and people that have experienced things that you never have.
Yep.
And that's how you get wiser. And you learn.
A lot of people confuse the fact of being smart with being wise. Well, I had somebody tell me, well, I've got 4 degrees and I got all this. And I said, I got a degree too. I said, having a degree, ooh, that's like having a driver's license. I said, a lot of people with driver's license can't drive worth a fuck.
Yeah, that's it.
True.
That's it. There's a difference between wisdom and wise or knowledge, because knowledge you get out of a book and you study, so you got a degree. That doesn't mean you're worldly wise. Wise means you have lived in the world and you've been there, you've been through the shit, whatever it may be, and you can relay that to people to where they understand it and learn from it instead of just being the idiots they are that we keep running into all over. Even some of the kids that come around here. I listen to
you all realize how much schooling I've had? I'm a 7th grader.
Well, and I remember you saying that. But there is a lot of people out there that are very smart book-wise. But you're learning from a book that may be incorrect. Learn from people that have been out there in the real world a long time and have survived all the hardships. Then you're going to get wisdom.
I've read thousands of books.
Oh, I'm not saying reading a book's a bad thing.
I've read plenty of magazines.
Do what, Rob?
I've read plenty of magazines.
Yeah.
And I just seen something was funny too, Shane. You'll like it. Never argue with an idiot. People watching won't be able to tell the difference.
Yeah, I know, that's right. Which one's dumber, the idiot or the one arguing with him?
I can't remember this book. It was on how to raise cattle, but it was like raising cattle for idiots, right?
I love
kind of something like that. And if
Right.
I would have done anything in that book, I would have had no cattle, right? I'd have been eating like, I don't know, very young cattle.
Yeah. Did y'all see what conservative put? 22 years old.
Seen a lot of those lately, but mine.
I know
There's
it.
a lot of people that are children that haven't exercised, right? And the obesity rate in our country is through the roof. And then the thing in the arm thing, right? Is that a better way to put it?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then all this shit they say is good for you really ain't. And we sit here and nobody's paying attention to the fact that, hey, your children are dying. Maybe get them away from the fucking TV. Maybe get them away from the other shit. Maybe not. Maybe socialize them a little, you know?
Yeah, quit putting them in front of the digital babysitter.
Amen.
Well,
That's what I was getting at.
if he was a college football player, he would have to be in pretty good shape. So I would figure it's
But it was
probably
his brother is what they're talking about. But you know what? When you take and
which
you can overwork your heart at any age. We all know this. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And then you throw the kind of intense stress that's on our society right now, right? Which kind of leads to depression and other crap. And our children are exposed to it a lot. And that's what's preventing them from being able to go out and function and build those heart muscles back up. But I don't know. I mean, it's sick what's going on. That's what I'm getting at. I can go off on a tangent on this all day.
That's
You know
pretty
how you have a
good.
pony, right? You have a pony. You don't necessarily just leave it in the stable and let it run. A lot of times you'll bridle it up and pull it behind like a mare, one of your better horses, right? Or sometimes you just throw a rope around its neck and take it out and let it exercise because it needs it to build its muscles. And it keeps them from getting real depressed because they have something to do.
Well, we used to put ours in a round pen a lot when we was breaking them.
Exactly, a stick in the middle, and then you rope her down and you let it run around. Pay the
Yeah,
stick.
we take a long stick, like a piece of fiberglass rod, and we tie a plastic bag to the end of it.
Yeah.
And as it's running, you shake it underneath them, so it sounds like rattlesnakes and all kinds of noises, and it keeps them from getting spooked.
Yep.
And yeah, we used to. I was trained by a guy that used to break horses for a living. And he was married to my mother, and me and him become very good friends. And we'd go out and play pitch with him all the time. But yeah, it was a neat learning experience, learning how to do all that. But I learned the ropes on how to break them correctly. Most of the ones I did growing up, they was already broke. They wouldn't put it on one wood because they knew what would happen. I did get on a young colt one time over at one of the places I told you about, that first one that's 2 miles from our place. And I got on a young one. I pulled back on the reins a little bit hard, and he stood up on me.
Because it had a metal bit.
Yes. He had a pinch bit.
That's why. Wooden bit?
No, it was steel. Steel pinch bit.
That's why.
And it stood up on me. I couldn't figure out why. And then they told me. So I thought, okay. So I didn't pull back as hard. But he was pretty young, so I don't think it's about a year or so. But he was already broke.
He wouldn't even be put a year.
Yeah, a year and a half maybe.
Shit,
Wasn't very big.
I mean, look at a horse. I don't let them look at my colts or any of them until they're at least 2.5.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and if you got a metal bit in that fucking horse's mouth, that explains everything.
Well, I didn't know. Like I said, I'm on my neighbor's
Of course you
porch.
would, but
I was young.
But yeah, what do you weigh? Maybe 120 pounds, maybe 90 to 120.
Back then?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say around probably 100, 120.
And you're on a horse a year and a half old? and you put a bridle on it that was a metal bridle, that was wrong bridle.
Yep.
That wouldn't have been a training bridle. What, you know what I mean? It just wouldn't have been. So whoever did that and put you on that fucking horse was a moron.
Well, and that's true back then. So I didn't know the difference. And it did
Yeah,
it to me twice. And then I realized, you know, I was trying to pull back too hard on the reins because I didn't know
Yeah,
at
but
that
you pull
time.
back too far on the reins, that also hurts their mouth and can do
Yes.
damage to their teeth and can also do damage to their jaw.
Oh,
I hate
absolutely.
using a bit.
And the bit being metal, and it's, you gotta take a look at a horse biting on a metal bit because they're a bite. You know what I mean? They're a bite.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that wouldn't work. Normally,
Well, I
what
like
we
it.
do is we have a soft bit. You know, sometimes just a leather bit. You know what I'm talking about, Bonnie?
Yes.
I do.
Yeah. Well, I'm just making sure that I'm not going too far, but you soft mouth them at the beginning, right?
Yes.
Mm,
So they get used to the bit. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But you always work around that horse's mouth. They eat from that mouth. They drink from that mouth, and shit. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent.
Well,
But
we used to
with what I do for a living, if you harm that horse in any way, you hardly ever get them back to normal. They're always afraid of the bit. They're afraid of movement. They're afraid of you as a rider. And anybody that would say that would have put you up on a horse and said, "Oh, by the way, here are the reins. Just do what you do," and then yank on it, and the horse wasn't used to it. Probably about 12 hands, maybe 10 hands. And it's light. It's light. It's not used to the weight of you nor the saddle. And if you're on the blanket and not a saddle, that throws them for a loop too. And I'm done with that. I'm sorry about that. I know horses a lot. I really do.
I was help breaking a 3-year-old. He was a little ornery. He was a little tough. And we'd put him in a round pen, sacked him, you know. And after it went a while, we did that for about 2 hours. And we throwed a saddle on him. But before we did, we tethered his front 2 feet while he was tied up. We tethered him. Yep.
Yeah, I know.
And then throw the saddle on him and let him out. He bucked a little bit with the saddle. Then we got him calmed down a little bit and back over to the side of the fence. We tied him back up. We have steel corrals out here at our place. At my mom's place out by Brian's Corner. So we got 2 places. So anyway, so we tied him up, and my mom's husband, like I said, used to break them. He crawled on him, but we did not untether his front 2 feet.
Why not?
Well, here's why. Because as soon as the weight, he wasn't used to weight, and wanted the weight off of him, he couldn't run. And all he could do is just jump a little bit. And he did for a little bit. And then about an hour later.
Roll, though.
Oh, yeah. About an hour later, after we got off and, you know, let him cool down a little bit, we untethered him. He got back on there. It was a little better. Now, he couldn't lead him yet. Now, you could lead him around all you wanted if you weren't on him. So he knew what it was to be led. So then he got used to, and it wasn't a pinch bit we put in his mouth that time. Not this one, anyway. Can't remember which bit we put in him.
Probably a plastic one.
That or one of those. Yeah, I can't remember, to be honest with you. It's been a while back. And then he got on him after that, and he stayed calm. But yeah, he kept his feet tethered the first time he crawled on. and he never rolled. He jumped a little bit, what he could, but they can't take off running and, you know, do a bunch of bucking and shit because they know they're on wobbly ground now too. And that's how.
You guys are just,
Sorry, go ahead.
no, you guys are just making me think of all the different personalities of horse I've known through my life.
That's exactly it.
Yep. Well, not only that, a horse can smell whether you're comfortable getting on him or not. They can smell it,
They can
whether
feel
you're
it.
intimidated or not. They have senses.
I've known
Back
horses
in
that
the
can't
day, they
wait.
always used to say it could smell it, but it,
I've known horses that just can't wait to be ridden. They see me
Yep.
coming and they're excited. I've known others that want no part of it. I've known smart asses and some of the most gentle horses I've ever seen growing up too, you know. They have different personalities. I've seen them with
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom used to go out and pet these horses every day, even before we broke some of them. And you know, so they was used to humans. They just weren't used to the weight and the saddle and the saddle blanket and all that on them. And so, yeah, it was a lot of fun. I wore myself out one day, helped break that stud of mine. He's an honor little shit, but man. But once we got him, it, you know, took us 2 days, and he was ready to go. He was green, bro. Yep. But, you know, 2 days of working with him, and we had him to where I could get on him, and I felt fairly safe. I know people that do it within a day, and I do not trust them by no means.
When I was young, Shane, I liked to go bareback. I wouldn't even have reins sometimes.
Yeah. I
Never
like
could understand those English saddles, though. Nowadays, I want myself a nice Western. There's goofy, man. Ain't nothing like a Western. You need a Western.
No. No, and they're, oh, fuck them. No.
I had my girls learn on both Western and English, just so they would know the difference. And it also helps them to keep their balance better when they're riding bareback or whatever.
Yep. Shane, on my main mare,
Yeah.
that's my main horse. I can ride him by his mane.
Oh.
That's a good horse.
Yeah, that is.
Damn good horse. That's the one that's all worn out in the shed right now, but you know what I mean? Tired.
Oh, yeah.
And now I have like 30 horses. You know that, or maybe you don't know that. Maybe I never told anybody the truth on it because I don't like anybody knowing my number. And every one of my horses have a different temperament. But so when Camel Carl was talking about it, you got horses that are chomping at the bit for you to get on the back of them. But they're not always ready for you to get on the back of them. And they're like, what the fuck did I just do, right?
Right.
Then you got the other ones that are like, we're going to grin and bear it no matter what. Then you got the bully in the group that just like, I'm going to throw this son of a bitch off one way or another.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then you go on that horse, you go on that horse, and you go on that horse. If he's too fucking ornery, you break him with a harness and you throw him on a buggy. You know what I mean? And then you
Well,
go up to the weeds and you say, guess what? These are the two motherfuckers that are going to pull your horse, pull you that buggy when you come out to find him. Because there ain't no goddamn way that I'm going to ride either one of them. And then you just buggy break. You know what I mean? And they're a lot happier.
Well, and we used to, them real ornery ones, we used to get them about half lathered up, and that's when we get on them. And it calms that shit down a little bit because they're half pulled out.
A half-lathered horse is tired.
Yeah, and that's the only reason we could get on it and they get used to it. But we didn't take them out ride like you did.
No,
we
you
just keep
can't.
them around.
And There's a difference between a ranch horse, a show horse, or any other horse. You know what
Yeah,
I
or
mean?
just a rider, right? Just something you can.
Or just a rider.
Yep.
And with the horses I have, you have to be able to shoot off the back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't want to. Yeah, because if you shoot off one and ain't never heard a gunshot,
You think?
yeah,
Oh,
you get quicker shit.
I've
Well,
seen
Bonnie,
horses
the ride
that
of your
flip
life,
out
whether you
just
want
at
it
the
or not.
sight. I've seen
All right,
them flip out
hang on a
just at the sight of a rifle.
Amen.
Okay, hang on. Camo, do you say what you need to say?
Well, yeah, I just, like I said, I've seen them flip out just by seeing a rifle.
All right, Bonnie, you was trying to say something, hon?
Well, I didn't even hear her.
Yeah,
No,
I just seen her blip.
I was just saying, my favorite is a cutting horse because they can do anything. But we have always trained them. We would take pots and spoons and bang them together, anything to get them used to the noise. Because
Amen.
if we rode them where there's traffic or anything, we wanted them to be used to noise so they wouldn't spook. And then we would also throw the rubber snakes down there too.
Yeah, that's that bag trick I was talking to Rob about a second ago.
And that works.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Chuck, you were going to say something. What was you going to say, Chuck?
I wouldn't say that's when my boys walked in.
Oh, okay, okay. I seen your little circle blip, so I thought you were going to say something. I just want to make sure everybody has time to say what they want.
I'm about half-assed falling asleep. I'm thinking about jumping off.
I'm not saying here. Oh,
Yeah,
Do
I think
what,
talking about horses and trades are kind of like, unless you do it.
No, y'all were talking. Y'all were talking, and I was reading stuff. And every time I start reading a lot, I get sleepy. I guess it's eye strain.
It is. That's why I quit trying to read as much.
I know I need glasses, huh?
I started using these 1X reading glasses,
Yeah.
and I'll turn on my camera so you see them. I think you've seen them before. But I started wearing these damn things, and I can read the chat without squinting and really straining. And I don't get tired anymore when I'm reading. But I tell you, it's and you can get them at the dollar store. They're, I don't know, $15, $20. They're pretty cheap. I don't even think they're that much, but maybe 15. Well,
I got 3 or 4 pair around here, and I gave some of them away, but I don't know what size they are. Sometimes I go in there and need them. I just grab a pair and go.
Well, see, I have a pair of 2X up in my cabinet. I want to tell you what, I cannot wear them. Them damn things will make me cross-eyed, half dizzy, and want to pass out. Now, I can't see shit out of it.
I want to tell a story to Rob when I get a chance.
All right, hang on just a second, Ken. Go ahead, Chuck.
Yeah, I don't know what these ones are. I get them a lot. Like when they come over here, if I'm doing any reading on anything or whatever, I put them on. I'll set them on the end of my nose. They even right in front of my eyes. They still give me a damn headache.
It took me forever to get used to it. I was supposed to be wearing glasses since I was 16 years old. My eyes weren't terrible, but I couldn't get used to looking through glass, much less, it took me a little bit to get used to looking through a windshield when I was driving. So once I got a little older and I was squinting a lot to read when we was playing cards and I was trying to read the scores and stuff, one of my friends, she'd come over and she had a pair, and she had several pairs, another 1X's, and she brought me a pair and said, "Here, try these." I want to tell you what, it's helped tremendously. Now, granted, I don't like wearing them all the time due to, it makes your eyes weaker, actually, because you're not dependent on your eye strain, which makes them stronger. Well, that and, what you eat and the nutrition you get. So yeah, yeah, I got them 1Xs and they work pretty good for me.
I have to look to see what these are. I'd have to have a pair of glasses and see what the glasses said, I guess. Right,
Camo, you was going to ask Rob a question, I guess.
No, I was going to tell him about this job I took when I was younger. It was one of them high polluting
These ain't them.
farms where they had all the $500,000 horses. We're talking derby horses and show horses and all that. And what it was is the crew had quit on them, and there was only 2 gals running this place by themselves. And I took the job, and the first day there, they're like, well, we want you to go get this horse because he's a dick, And I'm like, okay, I'll go out there, and he's all the way down at the end. You go by, 8 corrals or something on each side of the trail. And I go all the way down to get this. Everybody else gets put away first. This honoring one, you wait till the end, get him in last. And I go out there and I open the gate, and he's playing games with me right away. You got to get the lead on him, and walk him back to the barn. And it took me a minute just to get him, and when I did get him, he was already, I could feel it, he was being dickish. He was trying to pull back on me at the same time I'm leading him. As soon as we get past that open gate, he thinks he's in control. And this horse, he was lifting me up off the ground, and he walked me right down into the ditch, right up against the fence, zigzagged across that trail, did the same thing on the other side, and I wouldn't let go. I just hung on the whole damn time. And those girls were watching, with mouths agape, because by now they'd have let go, and they'd have been chasing that horse. And I just wouldn't let go. And we went back and forth, and son of a gun, I got him to the barn, but it was probably the biggest fight I ever had to put a horse away. Even like the riding stables, they weren't this bad. This guy had a lot of moxie, and that one little thing with that horse changed him. He realized I wasn't gonna give up, and then he gave up, and he became easier to deal with because I was just as mule-headed as he was, And it's like they'll get to a point that they're like, all right, whatever. You can see it in them. They're just like, okay.
Yep.
That horse was trying you, and then all of a sudden you just showed him you weren't going to be tried, right?
Yep.
And then that horse got a little respect for him. That's a good thing.
I think this is 1 for 5.
I only brought that up because I know there's some people here that don't know horses, and there's a lot of things about those things that you wouldn't think of unless you're around them.
We have not even touched horses tonight. That is what to do.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Bonnie was talking about cutting horses, and those are the most important horses we have. You know that, don't you?
Yes.
When it comes into cutting your herd or cutting whatever, cutting the herd, I'm not whatever, but when you're cutting your herd, you got those horses are sure saddles. They're sure. They're sure put it on them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when it comes real, those are the horses you really do need. I always got a kick Camel Carl. My mom had a very high dollar Arabian, right?
Oh, yeah.
High dollar. This horse could do anything. Probably CPR if you needed it. You know what I mean? Couldn't make it 5 minutes around cattle. Not 5 minutes.
Weirded out by them?
Huh?
Just weirded out by the cows?
Yes, weirded out, freaked out, couldn't, you know what I mean? Couldn't get away from it quick enough.
These are not my people.
He's a racer. And my fucking mare beat that racer, right? And if I got a quarter horse, what does that tell you? At a quarter of a mile, they're done, right?
I can see, but it's really large still.
Arabians are made for long distance.
Makes you wonder if he wasn't stuck up.
You think? Reminded me of two of my exes.
That's just not right, Rob. Gordon, the good
Probably
in the
more
short
true
haul,
than
that's not
you
good
would
for the long
imagine.
haul.
There's those, Shane.
Oh my God.
That's like when I work on computers and shit.
Yep.
I got me a pair of those.
Yeah, I don't have.
I ordered one and it said it was having issues, so I tried to make sure it was right, and ended up somehow I screwed up and I got 3 of them.
Oh my goodness.
Hand me those like last night. So like it's got a bunch of stuff in it. Need
Make sure you don't get the batteries wet.
need running alcohol. That's what
I don't know why.
The battery low thing is me.
Yeah, mine's
These are
down there too.
loose. You need to tighten them up. So like when you're bending them like that, they don't fall off.
They don't fall off my head. It's like stretching them around a 5-gallon bucket and they stay stuck to my head.
Squeezes your head instead of you.
Oh, no mind. It's actually staying on.
Hey, Shane, the back of
Horses
the
run when they see horses
Do what?
run when they see Chuck coming. He ain't riding me.
Yeah, that big boy. He don't even have to have a step stool. He just swings his leg over and sits down. Chuck, what was you saying now?
Chuck would need to ride a Clydesdale.
Yep.
He ain't
When I was
putting him on any
14.
normal horse. He's bigger than every fucking normal horse.
I worked for an old farmer that raised some of the stock to the Budweiser herd up in Buckley, Michigan. The old guy, Mr. Bryant. I used to bale hay for him and everything. And he had about a dozen of them Clydesdales, and they were part of the bloodline for the actual Budweiser horses you seen in the commercials back in the 70s.
Yep, 70 snakes. Okay, hang on a second. Chuck was going to say something. I wanted to hear what he said.
Best ones I ever had, if I can talk about big, I had when I was breaking horses. This one I was 15, 16. But one was a walker, one was a paint that was tall as a Tennessee walker. And then he had a fucking mule out there that broke. And he wouldn't even let people come up to him and put a rope on his neck. By the time I got done with him, hell, I'd come up there and walk up to him and he'd stick his head in and stuff. That mule, I had him. He liked Skoll, he liked my Copenhagen, my Levi Garrett, and he knew I carried butterscotch, so he became my buddy quick.
Yeah.
And you talk about a mule, that big old ass mule, I don't know what the biggest ones are, but hell, this mule he had was as tall as a walker. And when I left, quit working with the guy, he got a hold of me about a week later and told me, come get my ass. He goes, if somebody won't eat, drink, or nothing for us, he stands at the gate and whines. I guess he's upset because I left.
Uh-huh.
So I go out there and visit with him every now and then I got his granddaughter to come out there with me while I was out there, sheep pet and play and talk with him, and I taught her about bringing him treats and all that. Next thing you know, it become hers.
There you
I
go.
trained her to love her. So. But I've trained some thoroughbreds, and I've never had one that was as lovable and responsive as that mule. He didn't spook. You get off of him, the dog come barking, he'd run at the dogs to chase them off.
Yeah.
Oh, they'll kill coyotes all day long. They are not scared. They'll go at the coyotes. Coyotes come up to
Kick the
attack.
shit out of them.
Oh yeah, they'll kill them. They don't have any problem with killing a dog. Any kind of breed, whether it's wild or domestic.
They're
That
more
reminds
protected.
me of my buffalo friend, Chuck.
Uh-huh.
I said that reminded me of my buffalo friend. You know, I got that pretty distinctive looking truck, and I stopped by one day and gave this buffalo a apple at their fence. You know, met the owner like, oh yeah, we don't care. You know, he's friendly. Well, I give him one apple, and that buffalo could recognize my truck from half a mile down the road, see me coming, and meet me at that fence line, waiting for that apple over and over. And he was friendly, man. He wanted his nose rubbed. He was into it. He had company.
Yeah.
You want to hear a funny story about a buffalo?
Yeah, of course I do.
My neighbors moved up here from California, the two assholes that won't do shit about the border, right? They're going to bring in a bison herd, right? Bison are the most cantankerous motherfuckers that ever walked the face of the earth. You know that, don't you?
Even a mellow one hits you like an old bull.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we're driving out, and I got a Dodge Ram. You know what I mean? I don't know what that truck did to piss off that bison, but I got 2 horn holes in the side of my driver's door. They told me it was my fault that bison chased my truck. They had no control over their herd whatsoever because their herd does whatever the fuck it wants to do, right?
I had a buddy of mine that back then when I was breaking horses, he was into rodeo and stuff. He's a bull rider. And he had a bunch of cattle his dad raised, and had a bison bull. He had a Angus or Brangus
Brangus probably.
heifer. He took it in there and he mated them together, and he had a calf to come out of it that was half buffalo, half whatever you want to call it, bison, half Angus, Brangus.
Yeah, that would have to be the Brangus cow.
He raised that sucker up to where he had a saddle made for it as a calf, and he'd get his nephew out there riding it. By the time it was full grown, he had one made for him, and he would ride that around Stonewall, and he'd ride it to the rodeo and stuff instead of taking his truck. That was a sight. Everybody'd laugh at him and stuff, but wouldn't nobody go too close. That sumbitch was mean. Yeah.
I have seen some old black and white photos. Somebody used to ride around on a buffalo. Custom saddle and everything.
Oh, yeah. We
call big time
around here.
I have 2 Brangus sitting off the back. That's anybody doesn't know what a Brangus is. It's a Brahma bull mixed with Angus, right?
Yep.
I just wanted to clarify so people kind of understood. And
they got beefalo up here.
Beefalo are good though. That's good eating.
Mm-hmm.
Damn good eating. We don't have those down here.
Remember like cleaning glasses and stuff?
There's a lot of people around here that ride Longhorns down in our parade. You know, they'll have the horses and then the
but you gotta admit, Longhorns have a really good personality, you know what I mean?
They're very calm.
They are.
But you don't want to piss them off.
I had 7 foot of horns. For years and years, I kept these steer horns. I was going to mount them on a truck someday. Never got to it. I should have never sold those. I miss them.
Well.
So you're kind of like a little more country western, right?
You know, my mom was born in Amarillo, Texas, right? So, I mean, my grandpa was like, all right, you walked in my grandpa's house, there was a loaded 6-shooter in every space you could grab. I'm not even joking. You know, he had lever actions and revolvers all over the place. And they was always loaded. I grew up like that. My mom had more guns than any woman that I've ever known, you know. And we had horses. And like I said, my dad in the 50s, my dad passed when I was 3, right? So I was kind of robbed. But he had the first rodeos in Michigan. I've seen big scrapbooks of, 100 articles about our ranch and stuff out there back in the 50s. Here in Michigan, it was a unknown thing. I guess they kind of brought that. You know, we were 40 miles north of Detroit, and it was all sticks. We had a lot of acreage. We had almost 2,000 acres at one point, with 7 big old swamps on it, and you know, some big bodies of water. It was heaven growing up where I was born and raised. Yeah.
How do you feel about Herefords, Rob?
I think they're hardy.
They're good eating.
I think they're better eating than Angus, but you get in that argument. I don't want to get in that argument at all.
No, I'm going to agree with you on that one.
Because that marbling in that meat is phenomenal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when I do my tomahawks, I've got poor Hereford out there right now, right? They're steers. I capped them back when I sold my herd. Because those are what I eat. Rest of the shit I sell in Las Vegas and pretty much in Reno, they buy my meat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when I let it go, but there's nothing better than the Hereford.
Oh yeah.
Are those capes any good? I mean, do you ever tan them? The hides, are they any good for
I
anything?
tan all of them.
Awesome.
Oh, no kidding.
You know why? Shit, I've never told anybody this. I make tents out of them.
That's
There's
awesome.
a city up in Nevada called Rawhide, right?
All right.
And this is back in the old days. We're probably talking 1850, whatever, right? And they made the whole city out of those cowhides, right?
Yes, I
I
did.
do know. Rob, do you know what I do for a living?
No.
I sew. I make all kinds of custom military law enforcement and tack gear. I do home boat car upholstery. I do all kinds of leather work. I've done sails for sailboats. I do all kinds, anything with stitches in it, man. That's what I do. I'm sitting inside of a custom made tent I made 25 years ago right now. It's a 15 by 15 by 10 foot tall custom, all military spec fabrics. That's my gig, man. I do all kinds of sewing.
So you make your own heater for the winter too, then, right?
I've got a 1942 Yukon wood stove, U.S. military stove. I've got it where this tent I made it with the stove jacks in the middle, unlike the military GP smalls and mediums where they put the stovepipes on the walls. Mine's in the center like a teepee. It's a pyramidal roof.
So you're living in heaven.
Yeah.
Well, right now the wood stove is mounted inside my M886.
You don't need it right now, though.
Huh?
You don't need it right now.
No. It's and it's also it mounts inside my 1977 Power Wagon. I got a military issue M886.
Yeah, you're going to have to pull up your other picture, Camo. Put it on your other
Camel
Oh,
Carl.
you got to check out my page, man. Check out my channel, Rob. I've got some videos up.
I have tried to go to your link, I don't know how many freaking times, and I screw it up every time. I'm
Can
going
you
to
put
make
it
sure
in
I
the
make
private?
it back.
Put it in
Can
the
I
private
tell you what I
chat,
have?
Camo.
Can I give you a little idea what I made?
Yeah.
I made like a makeshift teepee. You know what I mean?
Yeah, GP small, 16 and a half by 16 and a half hexagonal.
No, 42
two-door.
by 42.
Oh, 16 by 32 GP medium.
And in the middle of it, I welded together a fireplace, right?
You've got two on a GP medium. There's 2 stovepipe jacks, and you're on the original issue.
But I made
One
it
of
out
them-
of cow. I made mine myself. Is what I'm getting at, right?
What'd you make it out of? Barrels?
Hides.
All the hides I have. I sewed them all
Oh
together.
man. What you using for the poles or the support?
Lodge pole pine.
Oh, sweet.
Like
I've made
the-
yurts and I make teepees and all that stuff. I'd really like to see that tent.
But what I do, where I have it set right now, I have a rock wall all the way around it because it's my winter camp, and I utilize the wood, the rock, to radiate the heat back into the camp. You understand where I'm coming from on
Oh
that?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like Russian rock wall.
Bonnie, was you trying to say something?
You know, people would eat that up to see video or pictures of that, Rob.
Yes,
Why the hell would they?
because
'Cause-
it's interesting and because we need to know how to do that. I mean, I
thought nobody cared.
You'd be doing people
Yes,
a service by showing off what you know and what you've done.
You know, Rob, you just asked a question, and I want to go back to Bonnie, but you just asked a question. You said, why would anybody care? Why wouldn't they? Anybody that's smart and has a brain and can think for themselves would want to know. Now, Bonnie, you tried to say something.
I would love to see that.
So would I.
There you go, Rob.
I didn't think it was any big deal.
Here you go.
Well,
There's
that's
3
the
out of
thing.
5 already. Sorry, go ahead.
All right, check this out, Rob. All right, just for a minute. This tent, for instance, I've taken it to a bunch of state parks. So, like I said, I made this thing 25 years ago. It stood through Michigan 5-foot snowstorms. It's handled all kinds of weather. It pretty much ratchet straps to the ground, right? And I'd take this to state parks on a weekend or whatever, and it'll start to rain. And you've got 50 people around you with dome tents, and they're all soaking wet and cold to the bone. And they all end up in my tent because I got the wood stove and it's huge. And here they are drying their stuff. During the day, I would have 10, maybe 15 people walk by going, wow, cool tent, man. Where'd you get that? Oh, well, I made that. It turns into a conversation. These things interest people. If they saw what you did, you probably get more hits on a video like that than you ever have.
Yep.
Yes,
I'll be
That is
damned.
a fact.
because it shows us an alternative to.
And I
Hang
put it
on,
in a
Rob.
scabbard.
Rob,
3
Rob.
different scabbards on it. Go ahead.
Rob, hang on a second. Bonnie was talking.
But
Go ahead,
it
Bonnie.
just shows us an alternative to housing. Like you're utilizing everything you have there available to you. And that's what we're all trying to do is
Yeah.
learn how to use what is around us to survive the old ways. And you're doing it. Yes, we want to see it. I see chat. They do too.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Tennessee Ditch Runner just said something too. Okay. Rob, now go ahead.
I farmed it after the longhouses. You know what the longhouses that the Oneida
Yeah,
used to
Viking. Like a
Yeah.
Viking.
And I took that leather and I sewed it together with sinew. You know what I'm talking about with that?
Yes.
Yep.
Mhm.
And then I took a little cheat, right? Not epoxy, but I made kind of like it kind of looks like epoxy, but I fiberglassed it all the way to the top. I opened the hole at 30 inches, right? But I put a flap in, so if I get any rain, it ain't gonna be much or snow, right?
Right.
Fuck, I thought that was boring as hell to fucking look at.
Oh, no. It'll go viral. You ever put that one up? It'll go freaking viral.
And on the inside of it, I ran a bunch of rock all the way around the walls, right? And then I put a bunch of rock on the floor, right? Because I did.
Right.
And then I took those cow hides that I had remaining after the thing, and we made them into blankets. Because have you ever been in cold, right?
Uh-huh.
There's nothing warmer than a skin. Why the fuck didn't I?
Hey, Rob, let me ask you a question. Now, when you built this tent out of these cowhides, did you put the fur in or the fur out?
I took the fur off.
Okay, so you just used total skin.
It's only skin, dude.
Well, and usually when they tan them with the fur on, I've seen tents that.
But I brain tanned them.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, I was going to say because usually they put the fur in because it helps retain heat in the winter. Now, granted, where you're at, no, you don't need the heat.
Yeah, the hell you don't. It gets cold here.
Well, and
At night.
I'm sure. But yeah, it's they used to put, the fur in and the skin out, and it'd shed the water, but yet after they were tamed, and then but the fur would help hold the heat in your winter months. Now, I'm going to tell you, back in the days of when the Indians were here, you know how they used to tan hides?
With the brain.
They
That
would,
dip on it.
they
Well,
would,
you can get
the women
tanning
would,
from a few sources.
yeah, the women would sit and chew on the hide, chew on them, and the saliva is what tanned them.
Urea tans too. That's why they say you got to pot the piss in.
Yep.
Another way is they used to put them,
Chuck's
weight
right.
them down. They used to weight them down in a creek too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, but you use the creek to clean the whole fucking thing too. You know that too.
Yep.
Yeah, I went to the doctor the other day. Told him I was having screwed up brains. One night I'm a TP, one night I'm a wigwam. He said, "You need to sit down. You're 2 tenths." But
I think I saw our wild man do it in a 5-gallon bucket with a. It seems like he used salt. Can't
Yeah,
remember.
you can use salt. You can use salt or brine or anything like that. A salt, solvent. You can use a lot of different things.
You gotta watch that brine though. If you don't have the right mixture in that brine might be good for one thing, but it won't be good for tanning.
No, it'll eat them up. You use too much.
Hey, Michelle.
Hey, Michelle.
Michelle's in here.
I
Hey,
need
Michelle.
to shut the fuck up.
Yep. We lost Grandma.
Yeah, Camo put in a chat. Oops, lost battery.
Oh.
Well, Bonnie, I had no clue that it was that big a deal.
Yes, it's
Oh.
that big a deal.
Yes, it is.
We're all into anything. I love watching videos of people making. That's why I found the one with the Adobe bricks. People making them out of rock, just laying around, whether it's underground, above ground, whatever. And that's what I was talking about with the meat. That we should be taking advantage of the heat during the summer.
Absolutely.
The way they used to use the drying racks and.
Bonnie. Let's say
What?
this with you, and I'll let you get back to what you're saying. You like that video because you like that guy running around in with nothing but more than a.
Oh my goodness. Yes, Shane. Tarzan was looking good.
Anyway, I apologize. Go ahead.
And the way people make the Hobbit homes, the dirtbag homes, anything that can be used for shelter that's available right there.
Well, we never know what we're going to need.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm going to jump off here. I got a big decision to make whether I want to watch this new Top Gun Maverick or the Gay Parade.
Oh my God! I think you're going to watch the same movie no matter what.
Yeah, I ain't going to watch it. I didn't watch the first one. I ain't going to watch that.
I haven't heard any reviews about the Top Gun remake or number 2 or whatever it's supposed to be, but I did watch the first one.
On TV, I get here with IPTV through a Fire Stick. And all the new release movies come out. They come out on here too, and I don't have to pay shit for them. The movies in the last 2 years are something a lot to be desired. All kind of cornball horse shit.
You
Yep.
think?
Yeah.
Try to watch a Western, right? A new Western.
I don't watch TV. I haven't in years. One time I turned it on was either for my internet or for the grandbabies, put cartoons on so they could sit there and right beside me, you know. I'd sit over here at my desk and they'd sit right beside me on the couch, and it kept them entertained because usually their parents ain't watched them, and you know, I'm not going to. And while their parents are in the house, I'm not here as a babysitter, you know.
I tell you what, an awesome movie is to watch. Y'all get a chance to see it. That's that movie Prey. It's a Predator new one. It's that one about that Indian girl with the hatchet. She tore his ass up.
Huh.
And it's called Prey.
Sorry.
It's called Prey.
Yeah,
Prey.
Yeah. You remember was it first or second when it showed that guy walking around the Predator spaceship, and it showed in this trophy case there was that hatchet up there, the Indian hatchet. That's what the movie's about.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Well,
Only
Predator
one out the light.
Hi.
Sorry.
And I'm gonna drop down tonight, y'all. Much love.
All right, Chuck.
Yeah,
Have a good
Chuck.
evening.
Love you.
Love you. Bye.
I've been on 3 hours, so I'm going to, if you two want to hang around and visit, that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and close down. I'm going to end the broadcast. If y'all want to just hang around, that's fine. Everybody that's out there, Camo, if you get your battery back up and going, and you've got the link, pop back in here, whatever. But I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. Bonnie, you want to give us a short little prayer just to get us out?
Okay. Quit yawning. Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing us together again this evening. Great people, learning great things together. We ask you to please just keep us protected from all this evil that's going on. Help us to learn from each other and let us stick together and try to make it through this. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Bonnie. I appreciate that.
Good night, Anna Marie Kimball and Camel Carl and Camel Carl's back in. Yeah, that is a Camel Carl. You got me. That is a Gerber Miniacs.
Hey, Chuck, you got the link if you want to pop back in, but I'm fixing to shut the live stream down. So anybody wants to come back up that was here, Red, if you're in there, you want to grab that link real quick and pop in here, that's fine with me. But I'm going to shut the live down in about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.